Hey guys, thanks for checking out another episode of the GrindWorks Podcast. This is episode 14, and it's with Zach Bearley. Zach Bearley is a local Pittsburgh shredder, out riding street a lot. You can catch him at the wheel mill in the off season, and occasionally like some of the parks around town. But definitely out there killing it, putting in work, always trying to come up with something new. We talked for quite a while, so enjoy. So I'm doing stuff a little bit different than probably what you're caught up on.
Okay.
And, some stuff's out of order now from recording to posting. So I've started this. Nothing's been up yet. This will probably be the first one up with this, but, I've been very redundant on intros. Because I record my intro and I record my outro while we sit here and chat.
Right.
And then I record an intro and an outro and put them into the video.
You do an intro at the end, right?
I do an intro at the beginning, then like an outro, just kind of like the douchey comment, subscribe.
Whatever.
I know, but you can't say it without someone laughing at it.
Fair enough.
But I don't know, from a listener perspective, because I've listened back through some of mine, obviously, when I'm recording them and editing them, every time I'm like, why did I record an intro for an intro? Because I was doing it on the first couple, then I started, looking at it, I need to probably stop saying the episode number in case we end up in a situation where I want to pull one before another.
Right.
So I started separating that stuff, and then kind of came full circle to alright, well, now that I've separated it and I'm recording an intro, I don't really need to sit here and do the introductions and formal
yeah, you could always
intro at the beginning, because I can just do the intro and edit it in.
You could do them after, yeah.
That's what I do. Plus, how am I supposed to know what we're going to talk about?
That too. That's why I said I figured you'd do them at the end, so you could almost not necessarily give a preview, but hey, this is this guy. We talked a little bit on this. Blah
Yeah.
blah.
There we go.
Nice.
Now, it was just over your eye.
It was bugging you.
It does a little bit. I try to keep that out of the way.
At least I can look at the monitor. I can see you and me from two different views.
Yeah, I'm the one that needs to see the monitor.
And you got to turn around.
I know. It's kind of funny.
You should get a mirror, right back here.
Like I said, I need to be able to just flip it so I can see it
Yeah.
here.
That would
Because
be
even
very
then,
convenient.
when we're 5 minutes in and I have my panic minute of did we start recording this?
You can double check.
I can just double check, but I can't not.
Give it up the full.
Hey, look it's obvious that I'm checking that we're recording. But yeah. So anyway, kind of an awkward start because I'm breaking the fourth wall by addressing the podcast as a podcast.
Hey,
but
this is a
whatever,
podcast.
it's a
Welcome to
podcast. That we should do a podcast about the podcast.
it.
Which actually might not be that bad of an idea
It wouldn't.
to address the issues like what we're talking about right here.
Because people probably have no idea if they're listening to this. What the hell are they talking about?
Well, if this is your first one, you've already turned it off.
Right? Yeah, probably.
But if
See
it's
ya.
not, then you're probably yeah, it annoys me that you have redundant intros. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Figure it out.
But it's also cool because I can record them a week later when I already know who the next person is, so I can say, oh yeah, by the way, check out so-and-so on next week's episode.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, if people really want to hear me talk, they'll stay tuned.
Yeah,
But they probably
they don't even,
Because I talk enough already.
I could not put your name in the intro and have just mystery person
Mystery guy.
in the title. So everyone that actually knows you will be like, oh yeah, I know this guy. He's alright.
He's an alright guy, I guess.
Uh,
Put the picture up with like the
question
fake guy
mark.
with the question mark.
But yeah, so far no one knows who you are. No one knows what you're doing. I have to assume that we're talking to random people that don't know the local scene. Although every time I say that, I address this as in like, I'm not sure how you got here if you don't already know GrindWorks and like the people associated with and around GrindWorks. Because
you gotta talk as if more people will view this, which obviously, hopefully, sometime people do. People start just listening in because they're good podcasts. But as of now, probably just gonna be our friends and people from the scene.
I mean, it ranks quite highly in Google search. If you search BMX Podcast,
okay,
we're up there.
All right,
we're not number one.
All right,
but like. You know, Kyle Carlson claims the number one BMX podcast in the world, according to him, anyway. So,
I liked the TCU TV ones, and I'm bummed that now they're only on YouTube. Because, like I said, I like to listen. I don't like to watch podcasts, and they revamped them, and they're all on YouTube.
You could pay a certain amount of money every month to be able to minimize your YouTube app.
Oh my! Don't even get me started. Such a pain. On the old iPhones, you used to be able to do that. I mean, I can't remember if they were like the 4s or 5s, but I think it was the 4s.
I like that that's the only thing people want out of YouTube app. And they're like, okay, well, we'll charge you for it.
How about you pay for it?
How about no?
Just give me it.
So, anyway, I agree. That's why I kind of started doing some of the... started putting them on audio because everyone was requesting it.
Yeah. Me, I mean... I know I'm particular and probably not alone, but I don't like watching people talk. I want to just listen. That way I can do something else. Like, I'm not going to sit on my couch and watch an interview, but that's just me. Like, I know my one roommate likes to watch interviews of, like, rappers and whatnot, but I'm like, that's just to me, I don't know. I don't like that. I'd rather listen while I'm at work because I drive around all day, so I can.
Well, and plus, if you're in, like, the podcast app, as soon as you start your car back up, it queues it up, it plays from where you left off, and, like, everything moves on very seamlessly.
The podcast app is nice.
Versus, like, let me restart YouTube and make sure my phone's just plugged in so that it doesn't die.
Yeah.
It doesn't go black screen on it.
Drain your battery from watching a video, but you really just want to listen to it.
Not even that, actually. Think about the data usage when you're driving around and it's playing a video versus just playing an audio file.
Exactly.
So,
absurd.
You know what's funny though is there's still more views on YouTube than there are listens on the Anchor platform, which tallies up a total from Spotify, Apple, Google, and some other various podcast platforms.
And you have more views on YouTube than all the other ones combined.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably the only one listening to them on Spotify and podcast.
No, there's like, I want to say about 15 to 20 listens per episode on that platform. And then, I'm just trying to think, it's teeters around like anywhere from 30 to 100 something on YouTube. Really depends on who, and I think probably how much they want to promote their own episode.
Yeah.
Because like I post it once because I don't need to be annoying about it, but like I know Jake did a pretty good job of promoting his. Chase promoted his, and their numbers kind of reflect that.
Right.
I think Brant's was pretty high, but Brant has a pretty solid YouTube following anyway, so like...
I figure now that you're on Spotify, you can like put the Spotify link in your story and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can't put links in my story. I don't have 10,000 followers on Instagram yet.
You need to have 10,000 to do that?
But to get the like swipe up to follow a link, yeah.
Damn, I guess I can't either then.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty weak.
I'll have to make David Anderson do it.
Yo, everyone, tell your friends to follow us on Instagram just so I can post links in our story.
Follow GrindWorks BMX, but not Zach Bearley, because it's not that special.
Who? Never heard of him.
I still don't know who you're interviewing right now.
I know.
I almost did it longer. It was an accident. I slipped up.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. So, yeah, I guess we might as well. We're so far in now. We can just say who you are.
Might as well.
Yeah, I'll let you introduce yourself. I don't need to do it.
I go by Zachary Bearley. That's my name. My Instagram's just Zach Bearley. ZACH BEARLEY. That's a city in England.
Like bear.
Like bear, yes, but it's not pronounced that. And if you know Dan Bearley from Philly, he spells his BEERLEY.
It's kind of cooler.
I think so too, to be honest. But whatever. I have this theory that we're probably long lost relatives somewhere down the line. Probably got mixed up at Ellis Island, and they gave one of our ancestors, they spelled it wrong and said "see ya."
It just depended how you pronounced it that day.
Yeah. So one of our ancestors stuttered. But it was
Probably.
cool. It was cool to meet him. That's the only person I've ever met with the same last name as me, other than my family. And go figure, he's
I guess
another BMXer, rides for Ethic. Like, what are the chances? Pretty wild, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe that's the only reason you're on Ethic.
Probably, yeah.
He's like, yeah, that guy's got a cool last name.
That guy's, I'm related to him. No,
like kind of, but not really.
I owe Max for the Ethic. They opened their store in Pittsburgh, and they hit him up, and they just asked him who was shredding the streets, and he tossed my name out there, and they hit me up, and here I am.
Yeah. Well, so this is like indirect, but I guess it's throwing shade in a way, but I'm just gonna quote another podcast.
Okay.
So, Lino was on Mike Hinkins' podcast, and he made a comment that a lot of people film street, but they don't actually ride street.
Oh, man.
So, I'm going to say that you actually ride street. Because, like...
I appreciate that.
I mean,
I think I do, too.
Well, you only do, like, one trick.
Yeah,
but we'll go into that discussion
that's
later.
All I do.
So... I think that's an interesting point, though, when you, like, look around, look at the people you ride with, and I guess the definition for me, you could go to the park. In my eyes, you could go to the park most of your times that you're available to ride and still be seen as a street rider based on the way you look at things and the way you ride.
Yeah, there's a difference, like, street style and a street rider.
And then, like... when you are free and you've got a bunch of time, are you going to go out and ride street? Or are you going to go to the park?
Right.
It depends on what's... like, with the kid and everything, now that I have Ryder, it's not always convenient for me to go down to... and go just try to struggle to get a good session in somewhere, when I know that I can ride for an hour at Voice.
Yeah,
or,
there's no point in going to pedal around the city for an hour. But lately, I've been trying to ride a lot more street, and I got a camera and trying to take the whole
Keystone DVD street
thing. I try to.
Nah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And what was meant by that is, like, are you only riding street just to make the show of it because that's what's cool? Or are you riding street just because you like to ride street more?
I really do. I love the vibe of just pedaling around the city. I mean, there's plenty of times where me and Brad or whoever will go out and we don't even take the camera. We just go spot searching. And I just like the aspect. And it's like, I always see riding the skate park as like practicing for street. And then lately it's like, we're at the point where I think we're good enough that we should be filming certain things. And there's a lot of things you want to do that you're only going to do if the camera's on. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to crash and not get it on film, or there's times I don't even want to land it because we don't have the camera. Like, I don't even want to try this and like waste my time in a sense. Like, if I'm going to do it, I want to film it.
Well, because you're always hoping that you land it first try.
Yeah.
You're never like, I'm going to send this 6 times, then roll away from it. You're like,
and you know me, I'm not a big setup guy. Like, I'm I'm no Cam Gervin. I'm not just jumping down big stair sets for fun. I'm more of a little jibber. I've been trying to go bigger lately, but kind of jacked up my wrist. So I'm trying to take like a week or two off here and get back at it. But
did you jack it up at the Skate 1-4 jam or just before that?
I messed it up probably a whole month ago, and I just keep riding on it, and it just has progressively gotten worse and worse, and now it's at the point where I'm icing it every night. I wrapped it up today in medical tape just to deliver mail because it hurt to like finesse my wrists around all day, and it felt great. Even like steering.
Yeah.
The steering wheel, that hurts. Like I messed it up bad, and like when I first heard it, it wasn't as bad as it is right now because I keep riding on it and making it worse.
They're not like super good, and they're not always real comfortable, but the wrist braces from like CVS and stuff will do wonders for you.
Really? I'll have to.
I keep one in my car because I don't know what it is. I think it's actually the way I sleep sometimes. Like if my hand hangs off the side of the bed, it'll strain the inside muscles on it. And then I'll wake up in the morning and like won't even be able to do anything. Ooh. So I'll throw the wrist brace on just on the drive to work and just crank it down.
Yeah. And
it like relieves a lot of that, and then it feels pretty good. Or I'll wear it all day.
Right.
Like, oh, you fell riding your bike. I'm like, I haven't touched my bike in a week. But, you know, thanks for being a dick.
Yeah. People at my work like to mess with me for the whole biking thing. I love how just so many people don't understand BMX as a sport. Like, oh, did you fall off your bike? Yeah, really hard, actually. You should have seen it. Like, I just, like, fell and landed on it with all my weight.
You're like, yeah, but you rolled your ankle on the sidewalk and cried about it for a week and a half. Yeah. I fell down 6 stairs.
I slipped the pedal down an 8 stair, and I'm still here walking around, and you slipped off a curb, and you can't even walk, so.
Yeah, or like belly flopped off of like a 6 stair or something, just because of like a bad tail whip or something. You know, the ones that get out from under you.
And you land like with your nuts in the back wheel. Like, oh.
No, the ones that are worse than that. The ones where it's like
where
full
you dead
Superman
sailor
run.
and just basically, like you said, belly flop off the ground. Haven't had that happen in a long time. Knock on wood. So
that usually happens more on flyouts.
Yeah.
Than like pop. I don't know. It must just be like a weird kick that you do, but.
Happens to everyone once in a while, I'll tell you. Occasionally everyone gets that dead sailor.
Not exactly a dead sailor. Do you see the Todd Main thing on Instagram today?
I didn't.
I think probably Our BMX posted it, but his chain snapped on the Nitro Circus ramp.
Oh,
he like pedaled down and his chain snapped, and he just goes like flipping.
No! Oh my god! That's like the worst thing that could possibly happen.
I'm gonna pull it quick.
You're gonna have to.
And show you.
So I can understand.
The screen here.
I can only imagine. The only thing worse than that would be like getting speed wobbles on a skateboard going down one of those things and falling into the launch.
Yeah. I think it was on Our BMX.
I have yet to follow Our BMX, but I just...
Alright, yeah, so...
I keep forgetting that's what it's called now. Oh my god! I gotta see the beginning of that again. Oh no! He made it to the bottom! And it broke before he hit the... Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
And
rough.
he didn't even catch that soft thing. He was so close to landing on the landing and breaking his fall, but he missed it. Oh, you good? Jesus.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that probably wasn't very fun.
But that's kind of like the belly flop scenario. It's just like the worst that could possibly happen. Although, he landed on his feet. That is as good as that could have gone.
That's like weird. I was gonna say, I don't understand watching Cam Gervin just like send himself down these big things and like I watched him try to whip that 17 in Northside and slip the pedal 4 times, and he still rode the rest of the day, and that just, to me, is mind-blowing that, you know, if I jump down that and slip a pedal, I'm not doing anything the rest of the day, at least the rest of the day, but... And then, like, the other day, we were riding this roof spot over in, like, East Liberty, me, him, and Brad, and I jumped off it on my feet first to test it, and he was like, "You're insane." Like, what do you mean? I've watched you do that on that 17. I would never jump down that on my feet. I'm like...
Momentum does wonders for you.
It does. I learned that on that... I don't know if you saw the last little Instagram video I posted. I did probably the biggest 3 I've done in a while.
I probably just liked it and didn't watch it.
Yeah, I do the same thing to a lot of people, so I understand. But that was the biggest 3. Appreciate it. That was the biggest 3 I've done in a while, and the problem with that was it was only like 8 to 10 feet, and you couldn't get speed. So, like, I just dead hopped it a bunch of times, and I'm like, there's no way I'm 3 in this. Like, there's just no speed. Like, I was with Anthony and Max, Crankfoot Fries. They're like, "Come on, man, just do it." I'm like, I hate you guys. I sent it. It hurt really bad. It hurt my wrist a lot. I landed softly, but instantly was like, dude, I'm done for the day. I had no speed. It was just boom. And speed does wonders. I try to tell people that.
It's always, because you can land huge drops, and as long as you're carrying enough momentum to, like, distribute that, it does a lot. It can't always save you.
Right.
But...
And there's sometimes where you're going too fast and you just can't even control yourself. Like, that's why I like drops better than stairs. Because you don't have to...
You don't have to clear anything? You don't have
to clear anything. You can go nice, comfortable speed.
You can just wheelie off of it.
Yeah. Pick up bar off it fast enough to make it look like you barred it.
It never looks like you barred it.
No, I know. Never I don't actually pick up bar drops, for the record.
Why not?
Because
you can hot bar.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Not that I bar big drops or anything, but I also don't pick up bar drops.
Define big.
I don't know. When you're riding with Cam Gervin, nothing's big. To me.
Well, I mean, I would look at it as, like, what you're comfortable with. So, like, you could do, I don't know, let's just take a 6-stair.
Big to me is, like, as tall as me, like 6 feet. That's, to me, is big.
So, like, a 6-stair is medium, then.
Right.
To you. Like,
yeah.
Like, you'll send stuff down a 6. You'll have to think about it for a second, but you'll just send it.
Yeah, 6 is medium. I would say 8 to 10 is where it starts to get big. Like I said, if you're Cam Gervin, so, like, 10 is medium.
So, like, you'll bar an 8, but you might have a couple run-ups at it before you send it.
Yes.
So that, I would say, is your big. It's kind of like, I don't know, even like a 3-stair to me, like, I know that I will land a crank flip down a 3-stair because it's 3-stair. Yeah. But I don't like doing it.
Yeah.
So,
I know what you mean.
So even like I'll send it down whatever. I don't like it.
I can feel that.
So it's like I don't have fun doing it, and then I'm like, why am I doing it? So, but then you end up kind of like in a perpetual situation of like you just never get comfortable with it again.
Yeah.
And I can see that would happen with any of that stuff. If you do it a lot, if you bar a 6 every day, when you roll up to a 7, you're not even going to think about it.
Yeah.
Then if you start riding the 7 all the time, like the 8's going to feel like nothing. And, man, back in a long time ago, riding stair sets and stuff, I used to jump 8s and 9s, just straight jump, because that was what was cool back in the day. And then, like, started sending 10s, and I'm like, it's not fun anymore.
It's just starting to hurt.
Yeah, now I'm just landing really hard on my 45-pound FBM night train, what was it, Federal Division frame with Alex triple wall wheels, and it was all good. But like, just the tanks that we rode to land 10 sets to flat just hurt.
I've been trying to train myself lately and force myself to do bigger stuff because I feel like that's always been my my thing is I know I can do the trick down the drop, but I just don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So lately I've just been trying to jump off every roof I see and just show myself like, hey, this actually doesn't hurt that bad if you land right.
Yeah.
So maybe start boosting
if you
your
land
confidence.
right.
Yeah. If you land back wheel heavy and you got speed, you can hit a pretty big drop.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see like all those kids jumping down El Toro, I'm like, dude, how do you do that right away? I don't think I would even dead hop El Toro. To be honest.
Why would you? Why would you straight jump it? Just send your trick. Get it done with.
That's true.
Every time you land,
it's
hurt. Just wearing you out.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So if you're not,
I think I'm gonna dead hop it a couple times.
Yeah, I think I just want to wear myself out and get tired before I send the trick. Then you don't have enough strength to hold on to it.
That's a very good point. I'll remember that next time I'm doing something moderate to severely big.
Yeah. Next time, just
hey,
send it.
Don't hurt yourself. Just do it the first time. It's a very good tactic, really.
Maybe.
No, definitely.
I don't know. I don't do anything big anymore, so what do I know? I don't know the last time I hit a rail. Like a real street rail. That's not a flat rail. It's probably been like 10 years since I've done like a handrail.
Really? Yeah. That's my thing. I don't like going down them.
I guess not really. If you want to count it, we did a 4 or 5 person ice pick train riding street one day.
Where at?
Probably like a little 4 or 5 set. Down in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh?
I think it was Brad, Travis, Chase, and myself did it. And there was someone else out with us because they filmed it. Maybe Dutch?
I don't know. Definitely wasn't me.
I don't know. I don't remember now. But I never saw that clip go anywhere either.
Alright.
Probably not cool enough.
That's my problem, is going down. I'm always scared of down rails. I'll go up a rail all day if it's low enough at the bottom, but for some reason down scares me so much more.
I don't know. I just never...
It's theoretically easier. You hop out. It's like a 1.5 foot hop if you aim out far enough, but I picture myself tumbling down the stair set if I mess up, as opposed to just like, jamming yourself on the rail.
Yeah, but you lose speed when you do an up rail.
That's true. You gain it when you go down.
Yeah, you land crooked, and now you're going really fast.
Yeah. Going
more and more crooked.
That was that rail I hit recently. Did you see? It was like a brown one. It's real mellow. I just pegged it, and I had to like jump over a bush at the end.
I think so.
The day I did that, my peg sleeve cracked, and I actually went so slow on it. And I was like, wow, that's so slow. I could probably trick out. And I put a new peg sleeve on, and I went back with a filmer, and every time I hit it, just whoom. I'm like, how the hell was I going so slow the other day? I even took my sleeve off and grinded it with the little Colt butter aluminum, and I was still just flying because it was a painted rail.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't regular steel. So I guess when it was cracked, maybe. But when it was cracked, I guess it was like digging into it perfect. Like if you watch that post, I went like so slow down it. The fact that I didn't like bar out or something is just gay.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I went back and I hit it like 10 more times, and I was just cooking down that thing.
Send it
back. I don't know, maybe I'll...
You can do it. Maybe. So you get to look at rail missions all the time while you're working now. You got that one I sent to our group chat down on that back street by Lanco Electric.
Oh yes. I've looked at that since the day I started working at that post office, and the only thing I could think of is to try and go up it. That'd be a mean up rail.
It would, because you don't have a straight shot.
I know, you gotta come in and then make a quick 90-degree turn.
You have to like mark it out on the road so that when you make your corner, you're lined up.
I should do that at work. Just hang out the mail truck with like a spray paint can. No one will notice. I'd have to hit it oppo going down. I hate
is it left?
It's left side.
Left side? I haven't actually looked at it.
It's solid. It's not very high on the bottom or the top. It's mellow too. That's why it would be a mean up rail, because it's long and mellow. You just But
to something cool out.
Something hard out. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, what else would you do?
What else would I do? Probably nothing else. Not an easy, that's for sure.
Go look at. Is it at Zach Bearley _?
No,
just
at Zach Bearley.
Okay. Go look at Zach Bearley, and every post he has is going to have a pegs hard in it, or more.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much all of them. Yeah, I'm trying to think of one that I don't have one in. And
pegs hard bar.
Crook
pegs hard 3.
Crook hard, ice hard. Everything has a hard something in it, so.
I know. So, like, I know you get a little bit annoyed when I make fun of you for it, but then,
like all I do.
like, look back and you're like,
damn.
Man, if I tried to make a part right now or an edit, it would all be pegs hards.
Yeah, I have a couple clips stacked right now, and it's only like 4 or 5, and I think 4 out of 5 are a hard variation. Damn it, I gotta start doing this stuff.
I know. You gotta mix it up and do an easy.
No. Hate easy.
Oppo pegs, Oppo hard.
Yeah, I got a couple of those on my Instagram. But it's just another pegs hard, man.
It's just another pegs hard.
No one's impressed by it anymore. Oh, there goes Zach doing another pegs hard. Whatever.
Yeah, well.
I love going to like the wheel mill and someone who doesn't know me is like, yo! And all my other friends are just like, dude, like, he does that all the time, man. Like, shut up.
Lame. Should have thrown a bar.
Yeah.
It's the same as when, like, Cam, like, bars the spine. We're like, throw another one.
Yeah.
No one cares.
He does a flare, bar. The kids are like, whoa! And we're just like, used to it.
Only 2?
What's up with that?
I don't know.
Bars are one thing I just cannot grasp. That's actually how I hurt my wrist, was trying to force myself to do one. And I don't know if you ever had a trampoline bike?
No.
It's pretty much the greatest training tool you could ever have for BMX. And if you're not a pussy, you put cranks on it and pedals. I've seen so many people make trampoline bikes. I'm saying this for the record. If you make a trampoline bike and it doesn't have cranks and pedals, just throw it in their cycling bin. It's not helping you. You're not going to put a hole in your trampoline. But on that thing, I can sit in the grass and bunny hop this thing, which is harder than bunny hopping a real bike. And I'll bar it, oppo, regular, all day. Put me on a bike with wheels, not a chance. Not happening. It just, my brain does not let it happen. It won't go around twice.
So you just catch and freeze?
Yep. The one, I probably have a video I could show you later when I hurt my wrist. The one, like, I threw one, went to throw a second one, it got halfway around, and my throwing hand grabbed the crossbar and brought it back. It was like, no, you can't do that. Like, without thinking. I'm like, oh, whoa.
Error, abort.
Yeah, my brain just it can't process it. It needs to download some new software for that one.
Yeah, you'll have to upgrade.
Definitely.
Get the new version.
Need some lessons from Cam.
Just probably
Adrian Shreds.
Need some more airtime to get used to sending it.
I think if I hit the up rail at the wheel mill, I could totally do bar catch bar.
Yeah.
I know I could. I've hit that and done a late bar.
I was thinking send some foam pit, but yeah, just go up rail.
No foam pit.
I like
That's
that.
how you.
I like that
yourself
up rails are your foam pit.
Oh yeah.
Up rails are your fly out.
100%.
So like,
I learned suicides on that up rail. I've never done a suicide ever, and the only one I've ever done was out of that up rail.
Yeah, I like to make fun of you a little bit for that. I don't know if I've ever said it to your face.
You
but
have a couple of times.
I've definitely been like, so like that was just a fly out trick for you.
For me, it is really. It's
even
cooler.
Your pegs hard. Fly out 180.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool back.
For whatever reason, it makes sense to me to hit an up rail and pop out. I've never landed an oppo whip, but I think my first one's probably going to be out of an up rail.
The one at the wheel mill?
I've come very close.
Or that one down the street from the wheel mill? You weren't there that day that Brad and Cam were riding it?
I know exactly what one you're talking about. I've been there.
It's
I
like
never
a really
actually hit
mellow
it.
5-set or something.
Never actually hit that rail. I'm bummed they went that day, and Cam did pretty much every trick I wanted to do on it.
He did not pegs hard through it.
I'll find something to do on it that he can't. Hear me, Cam?
Yeah, well, now he's got to make a trip to come back out and steal your trick from you.
Yeah, thank God. I'm bummed he moved. I was just starting to have a lot of fun riding with him. We were really feeding off each other the past couple times, and hopefully I'll be able to take a trip out and visit him and ride some New York Street because I've never been there.
I've never been there to ride.
I've never been there, period.
I've been there one time as tourists. It was alright.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm not really a huge fan. It's a little bit more expansive than I like, which sounds weird, but I guess from like a tourist perspective in a city, it's not cool to be that big.
I'm like, if I'm gonna go to a new city, I need my bike.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just gonna go walk around. I would just feel upset the whole time that I'm not riding. Like, for me, that's exploring a new place, is being on my bike and going down these alleys and going over here and just...
Yeah, finding every little inch of it. It's the best,
yeah. Like, I mean, I know probably, not going to say every little crook and cranny of Pittsburgh and Oakland, but...
No, but you've seen a lot more than the average person.
Oh, yeah, I have. I know it. I know my way around those places better than probably a lot of the college students. So.
I've only lived here for 5 years, and I've probably seen way more of Pittsburgh than most people that have lived here for years and years and years.
Right. Even like IUP. I've rode IUP like 3 times. I know that whole campus. Like I could like draw you a map probably just from riding a couple times there.
And then at the same time, like the city you know the most, you'll ride down a road you've ridden down 1,000 times and be like,
where'd this come from?
And then you second guess the entire map that you've created in your own mind. Mm-hmm. Because you're like, all right, well, if I missed this, then I need to go back down every street I've ever ridden down here and see if I missed anything else.
I don't know if I've missed anything in Oakland. No, I'm sure there's a couple things, but I'm just saying I ride Oakland way too much.
It depends on what you're into at the time.
Right.
So that can also shift your perspective on a spot.
That's a good point.
Because I know that me 10 to 15 years ago and me now ride completely differently. So, I mean, you see it a lot with the younger kids when you're like, they want a spot. And what that means is MLK or Malayans or like just the famous spot, but where you can go there and
something with a buttery ledge or a bank or
session the variety that the spot has to offer. Mm-hmm. But if that is your definition of a spot, then no town has a bunch of spots.
That's true.
But if you can like find this weird crumbly curb to that sketchy, janky rail that maybe you can only grind half of it, but if you hop over, there's something else to land on, then you're like, you know what? This is a spot. There might not be a lot to do here, but it's a spot nonetheless.
That's like, I love just the riders that are creative enough to make something that you would never look at into a spot. Like, you watch them do something, you're like, how did they even think to do that? And then they do, and it's just like this mind-blowing, why didn't I think of that? Like, I mean, that's just the coolest riding to me. Is like when someone's creative as opposed to just like, oh, I'll tail whip this, I'll truck this,
Yeah. Well, and then some of it comes down to like fabricating the spot as well.
Yeah.
Which you can go either way on how you want to look at that, but like I've always looked at certain things like if you want to film this trick, that spot may not exist, or maybe there's only one of them in the world. And where else are you going to do that trick?
Right.
So, like, in that regard, you make it, or you do it at a park, and then you just live with the fact that it is what it is. Otherwise, you're just not going to do the trick. And there's a lot of, examples of that. If you want to listen to something about that, listen to the Zach Gerber episode of Imprimatur.
Okay.
And they're actually talking about wanting to do certain tricks, but not wanting to flat ground 180 before it.
Huh.
And I think Mike Hinkins was like, I waited 10 years to do this trick, and then someone else just posted it on Instagram, and they flat ground 180'd into it. And it's like, well, heck, maybe I should have just done it 10 years ago then.
Do you know what it was?
Something about a full cab to pegs, I think. But, he's like, I could have just dragged a parking block over and 180'd over the parking block, and it would have been better than not doing the trick.
Yeah.
But then I know Gerber was talking about something in their Us Them video. I think it was. He did a flat ground 180 and then something. Flat ground 180 to fakie nollie backwards pegs or something like that on a handrail. But he's like, yeah.
But he didn't want to do the flat ground 180.
But he didn't want to do the flat ground 180, but you found the right spot, and what else are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. Like, I remember seeing Garrett in, I want to say it was Deadline, did like a full cab to crook on a rail, and I just remember.
That actually might be.
Shit.
That might have been what they were talking about, Mike Hinkins. I did a full cab to crook years ago at HCS
you'd have to
on that long rail.
Really?
I think I might have done 180 backwards pegs, come off full cab fakie crook, Indian. It was sick.
That is sick.
I don't think there was ever footage of it because I was there alone.
Sticking around.
Like, that'd be cool to do somewhere. But the same situation. Yeah, you
gotta find the perfect spot.
It was cool. You should have just filmed it.
Yeah.
That was back when I rode HCS every single day, and I filmed a ton of stuff there. So, why wouldn't I have filmed it? I don't know.
Right. That was like, I kind of hated to try the Nollie Whip X-Ride at the wheel mill, because I had to be that dickhead that was trying a trick on the fly out in the woods room. And it honestly kind of bummed me out to do that.
To do the fly out trick.
Exactly. It really did kind of bum me out to do that, but it was winter and I really had nowhere else to try it. And what sucked about that is landing in the X-Ride, I actually did like 50, 100 times before I got it, and I would drill that wall. Because I would have to land the X-Ride and turn, and there's like, 12 feet? Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many times I smacked that wall in an X-Ride. Like, I want to find a street spot to pull off something like that again. Maybe not just 3 out, but maybe like X-Ride to a grind or something.
Yeah. Like,
just get creative with it.
It's like going to be a problem to find it.
Exactly. I'm at the point now where I feel confident I can do a whip to X-Ride.
The best case scenario I can see for you on that trick is going to be like a full U-turn, like up a bank and then back into the same bank.
Yeah, that kind of stinks.
And I've got one for you in mind, and it's going to be the same situation where you're going to go do it and you're going to run into something if you don't make the corner.
I'll do it. I need to find a spot to do a street decade too. It's always hard to find a
maybe the same
out
spot. So I'm thinking of a pretty steep brick bank that someone quick-created at the bottom for a spot.
Oh, man.
And it's not, like, super good.
Sounds like it's got my name all over it.
Yeah, it does. I'll show it to you.
Do you know that little street flyout that Mark Diamond actually backflipped, like, kind of in Oakland, East Lib area? I mean, this thing can't be more than 2.5 feet tall, and it's just, like, one of those rampy cement curbs.
Yeah.
And then it's just, like, tranny. And Brad and Cam, we were riding it, and they're blasting it like 4 feet doing bars, and I'm like, I'm gonna decade that. I like tried it a couple times. It was nighttime. We didn't have a camera or
Yeah.
anything, but I tried it a couple times. Like, definitely doable. Next time I'm out in that area, I'm definitely gonna film
Send
that. Yeah, for sure.
You landed decades?
Yeah, a couple. Long
Okay.
time ago.
I've seen you try them out of the up rail at the wheel mill.
Oh, that's just more or less a joke. All those little kids like, you got that. I'm like, do you realize how far away I am from actually
but
landing it?
See, it's the same as
I'm
everyone
reaching.
thinks with the tail whip. Though.
I'm reaching.
'Cause,
I'm getting my foot over the frame, but I'm
people
nowhere
think-
near landing it.
People think when they start rodding and they kick a tail whip and it comes around and lands next to them that
Oh
they're
yeah, I
close.
almost got it.
I'm like, dude, you're like,
No.
you've got this much of it figured out, and you've
Mhm.
got like this much more to go.
The problem.
Getting your leg over is a huge step,
Mhm.
and then committing to both feet going on the pedals.
Yeah, when I see kids getting their back foot over, like if you're doing a normal regular whip, you're kicking with your back foot, and they put their back foot over, I always make it a point to tell kids that I see trying that, stop worrying about that back foot. Get your front foot
can
on
ride
first,
away if
because
land
you
front
can
foot.
you can land completely on this side of the bike. I'm like, I'll show them. I'll go and do one on purpose and land completely on this side of the bike. I'm
Mhm.
like, look at that. You keep reaching over with that foot, your right shin is going to be a bloody mess in an hour, I promise you.
You know what's funny is most of the ones I've ever landed, I caught back foot.
Yikes. I
Well,
hate catching back foot.
Well, but it's not only back foot. It's that I treat it like a no footer. So it's both feet go on at the exact same
okay.
time.
Right.
But that you have to reach over to do that. So you're
I
like
gotcha.
over, and then as it comes around, it looks like you pull it in, but it's because you're just like planting.
I catch mine pretty weird. That's why I didn't really comprehend that when you said that. I don't catch both feet at the same time, really. I catch my front foot like almost when the bike's only 270.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm reaching out with my front foot.
Yeah, you pull it in
I
kind
really
of with
do.
like the side
Yeah.
of your foot.
Mm-hmm. And I
Yeah,
put my back
mine-
foot on sometimes after I land. Like just set my back foot on the pedal.
See, I got them so, like, again, I realized the other day it's been like 10 years since I've done a tail whip. Because I saw a post from HCS that was like 8 or 9 years old. And it was the current, like, mini ramp setup. I saw that on Facebook and I'm like, dude, if this mini ramp has been here for over 8 years, I haven't done a tail whip in 10. Because it was the setup before that I learned them on. And then just had injury after injury on, like, stupid stuff.
Alright. Yeah, they're dumb trick to an extent. Like they just hurt half the time. Like
Well,
I'm at the point now where I only really do them like if I'm filming and like in a certain instance. Like I don't really do them for fun that often because they kind
because
of
they're not fun.
They kind of hurt. And the new shoes I bought aren't as fat. I used to only ride half cabs, and I got like those new Dakota Roche mids, and from the picture they look like they'd be fat, but they're not.
So there used to be an Etnies shoe, the Reuben shoe,
Yeah.
that came with a little Velcro-in pad that fit up over the inside bone on your ankle, and it just Velcroed to the inside of the shoe.
Oh my god.
So good.
Oh my god, they need to reissue those right now. I'll buy 10 of them. I will.
See, they don't even need to make the shoe again. They just need to
They
make
just,
the little pad.
exactly. I bought those FP insoles. And I bought like the thicker ones, and my left shoe got a hole in my big toe from breaking because I'm a real street rider, you know. But I did blow a big hole in my left shoe and my
That's
big
what
toe.
posers say.
No, that just means I don't know what I'm doing. But so the insole got destroyed, like to the point where if you wear it in the shoe, your big toe is not in an insole because it just got eaten away. So I had to trash them, and I actually just cut them into a bunch of little pieces. And now I just stick them in my sock when I'm gonna do a tail whip. Works phenomenally. No idea. Awesome.
I mean, kind of have an idea because I used to have the Etnies shoes, the Reuben ones,
Fair enough.
and that was way cooler, probably.
It was. I'm sure it was. This is jury rigged.
I gotta start wearing my new shoes. Mine have that same like toe thing that you're talking about, where there's a hole.
Yeah.
And when you start braking, it grabs like too good now because there's a hole, and it just like grabs
sucks
the
your
rubber
toe
and
in.
flaps it in. But
then you're stuck. You're skidding down the street, like, trying to jam your foot out of the wheel.
well, I mean, on top of that, if I showed you the bottom of my shoe right now, they're like completely smooth, and I run completely smooth pedals.
I don't know how you do that. I ride metal pins, plastic pedals.
I'll still stick with that. Everyone that runs heavy pins on their pedals is the first one to complain about their pedals not gripping or their shoes being bad.
I don't complain about my pedals not gripping. I have those Claw ones where there's only 4 metal pins on one side of each pedal. I like them a lot. 4 is like perfect, so your foot kind of like concaves in between the 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then even if, like, my last shoes were way past the day I should have thrown them away when I finally threw them away, and I never had a problem, really. I think once they're broken in, they almost grip better.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, you hear a lot of people complain if they lose a pin in their pedal, like, I can't grip these anymore. And you're like, I don't know, man. I just ride my bike.
Yeah.
Like, smooth is smooth, and then it never gets any worse.
Yeah.
And you just get used to kind of monkey footing it a little bit with your toes. And
I like these ones because if you switch, like if you do a crank flip or a whip and they flip, there's still plastic pins on the other side. I mean, my right pedal's destroyed from trying crank arms and stuff like that. I almost said Luckies, but I don't do Luckies, so. When that one flips, I get annoyed, but my left one's in great shape.
yeah, see, I don't have a right side to my pedal.
They're just demolished on both.
I just grind both sides, yeah.
Yeah.
Why I think about it. Once they're evenly smooth, then it's always good to go.
Always.
I don't have to go, I landed wrong side of my pedal. I can't do my next
there
trick
is no
in this
wrong
line.
side. Every side's the wrong side.
Every side's the right side.
Okay.
Because it's smooth.
Smooth like Keystone.
Nah, every time I get like new shoe, new pedal combo, and I put my foot on and I can't just turn it and just move my foot, I'm like, I hate this.
When I got my new shoes, I literally did a manual 180 on a curb, landed perfectly, feet blew right off, and I got like folded in my bike, and I still have like a Charlie horse in my thigh because of how bad I got folded. It was the first day I rode in these shoes, and like I was with Cam, and he's like, if you were wearing Jordans, that wouldn't have happened. And I'm like, get out of here, dude. Because they were so new that the pins didn't grip them because the rubber on the bottom was almost like hard.
Yeah, when he lands a trick and it squeaks, is it his tires or his basketball shoes on the pedals?
I don't know.
Squeak!
It's a mystery.
It's probably the basketball shoes.
Probably. No, I do see his theory in that because they are very padded on the ankle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it feels great to tail whip in a pair of Jordans.
I don't know. I couldn't do because they're not flat soled.
Yeah,
They're close enough. They're pretty close.
The Vans I have those insoles in them, and they're actually like arched. I've gotten used to it.
I say that I've gone riding in my steel toes more often than I'd care to admit.
Now that I can say I've never done.
It's not good.
I could imagine.
There's usually at least a block this tall of heel. And if you like land kind of crooked, it's like your foot just drops.
I'm always blown away when I see kids skate in boots. Yeah. That just to me makes no sense at all.
I don't get it. I mean, the wearing steel toes is more of like a point of necessity, but even at the same time, you're kind of like, I think I'd rather just go to the mall and spend money on shoes that I don't really need right now because I will use them eventually. Yeah.
I was at Skate 1-4 trying to like board slide down that little hubba, which for me is a huge accomplishment because I've never board slid down anything real. I just like hit little flat rails and stuff, and I'm trying it probably on like my 12th, 15th attempt, and this kid that's been skating there all day. Like, I've been watching him. He's really good. He sees me trying this. He rolls up and board slides it with boots on right in front of me. And, like, his friend was standing by me, and I was just like, you see this asshole? What the hell? Like, he knew I was kidding. But, it was just so funny. I can't believe that motherfucker just came over here and did that in boots. Just to piss me off. I got it eventually, though. We're good.
Good.
In my
the
Nikes.
One that's out and then down?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The little skinny hubba.
Yeah.
It was a big accomplishment for me. That's all I'm good at on a skateboard is board slides and 180s. I can't even ollie. I can just 180.
I used to skate a lot, but it was never my thing.
Yeah, it's not mine either.
One of my friends that I used to hang out with a lot in high school, we would skate when we weren't rotting, and we would play, it was more like a series game where you had to work through the whole series of tricks.
Yeah.
So you had to get, like, kickflip, forward, and fakie, then vario flip forward and fakie, and 3-flip forward and fakie, and then heel flip forward and fakie, vario heel,
and then laser.
Yeah, and then we started getting the sex change and body varial stuff in there.
I can't even tray.
Twisted flip, I think that's the varial flip body varial.
Yeah, I suck at skating. I like have this weird problem where when I ollie, I open up and I spin. I guess it's front side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I can 180, front side 180 almost every time, but I can't ollie. That's why I'm good at board slides, cause I'm real good at 90s.
Yeah, I used to be okay at board slides. I always liked them fakie. Just because they were fun to do.
I've done that once or twice.
But, they were actually really fun on, the X Factor rails. Because they were really low rails.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I used to have a quarter pipe at my parents' house. And you just go up it and come off fakie. And then that, fakie cab onto the rail and then back off. So fun.
I've done that once or twice, but it scares the hell out of me.
That one, I always thought was more fun to shove it out of than a forward one to shove it.
Ooh. I'm gonna have to try that next time I go to Penn Hills or something.
It worked really good to be boop, and then shove your normal way.
Yeah. I'll give that a shot next time I'm at Penn Hills. Me and Tyler played a fun game of skate last time we were there.
Yeah, I haven't, I had a board at the ice house, and when I was in the process of moving and didn't move, it got all moldy.
Oh.
And, even, the wheels and it was just covered in mold, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like dealing with this, so actually both of my boards got kind of crapped up and lost.
How did all that get so moldy?
Everything got moldy there.
You put it in the house and then it got moldy?
In the basement. And there was a moisture issue down there, and it was bad. And it is what it is. And it's all handled now. They put a bunch of money into the building. But
that just
again, I'm over it. I don't want anything to do with it. We didn't end up moving there.
Still a shame. 2 good boards. R.I.P.
2 good boards, my workbenches, my good dartboard.
All kinds of stuff.
My toolbox, which that could have been clean, but I didn't really have a place to put it anyway, so whatever. I don't know. Some other
Mold's
random
a bastard,
stuff.
Man. My friend had mold in his car lately. His sunroof or something was leaking, and he had mold all in his interior.
You just gotta go get it.
He cleaned it. Yeah, he cleaned it and he sold it. Damn. I'd have taken every seat out and threw it in the woods if that was me. I wouldn't have bothered touching that stuff.
I mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
It's just pain. It's not bad if you get it early, but if you just don't address the problem or aren't aware of the problem,
Right.
man, there was a whole series of events that would have led up to like that whole situation, and I can tell you offline because it was bad. But
Yeah.
it was really bad.
Get off the mold topic before we get lost.
I mean, we can talk about mold, but what about wax molds?
Wax molds.
I need to do something with that. I haven't made wax in forever.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Dude,
the blue waffles, man. You gotta bring them back.
I don't have a place to do anything. The
I'll
last time I
make 'em
poured
for
it
you.
was at the ice house because I could just set up and do it over the course of a few days, and
Right.
it's not in the way and like whatever. But now, I've done them here before in my old apartment, but if you spill wax,
Mm-hmm.
it's a hassle. So I have to basically cardboard the entire kitchen table, and then if you spill it on cardboard, you just laugh and whatever. But yeah, you gotta really take extra caution to do it in the apartment. And then with the baby.
When I was younger, I used to make grind wax all the time. I would melt down like my mom's candles and fire crayons in there to color them and stuff,
Mhm.
and then I would put them in glue sticks. I always thought that was awesome because you just wind it up and wax it up. And then this is actually funny. When I got a little older, my parents caught me, smoking the devil's lettuce and whatnot. And I tried to tell them what wax was, and I don't know if they just really didn't understand what wax was, like the weed wax, not the grind wax. But my parents went in my room and took all my candles that I was making grind wax with, and I'm like, why'd you take my candles? I needed those. And like, we know what you're doing. Like, I'm like, no, you don't, obviously, because you just took all my candles, and you're way off. I always thought that was so funny. Like, what the hell? My dad's like, you're smoking candles. Like, no, I'm not.
You're like, what are you talking about? You burn these in your house. How dumb are you?
No, I mean, clearly that's not what I'm smoking. I would probably die if I was smoking these.
You should try it.
I should, yeah. I'll just smear some on a blunt, yeah.
Get a good cinnamon one so it just burns really bad.
I came in my room one day and I had a drawer in my desk filled with little tea lights and candles and all kinds of shit. They were gone. Dad's like, I took them. Okay, sick. I'll go buy some more.
I came home from school one day when I was in high school. I think my dad had found just some garage sale or something that had a huge amount of candles. It was boxes of candles, like boxes this big, just full. And I'm like, I'm never gonna use this much. And we actually we melted it all down at HCS into huge blocks, and he cut them up with the saw. And he's still using some of those, I'm pretty sure. That was years ago. But it was to the point where I couldn't even do anything with it. It was like, this is just too much wax. But
never have too much wax.
I don't know. I mean, like, I want to do more of the GrindWorks wax. But at the same time, all we ever did was give it away to ourselves and use it ourselves. Yeah. And I'm like, why would I put the time into it if I can just not do it if I'm just gonna use it and give it away? Like, that, it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
But I don't know. It's kind of like a cool little incentive when you're selling pegs to send it with wax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or just to stuff a shirt order or something. I'm like, oh, here's a piece of wax, whatever. So
I thought they were very funny and unique that they were little blue waffles. I always got a kick out of that.
Yeah, that design actually is terrible.
Yeah.
Originally, that was supposed to be like a sewer cap.
Oh.
And be very street, but it just doesn't look very
I've never known that. It's just blue and looks kind of like a waffle.
Well, they weren't blue to begin with.
Okay.
But they look like waffles, so I started doing them blue.
The best is just the big, like, hockey pucks. Noah at the wheel mill gave me a big block of wax, like a hockey puck. Because then you can use the
Yes-
flat side
yes
for the
and
ledge.
no.
You cut your little rail indent into it. And use that for the rails.
There's a couple of arguments to be made there. I was told to make that small, like sewer cap style, or the waffles, because you can put it in your pocket
That is helpful.
when you're out riding. So, like,
I was just thinking.
obviously that's not the type of wax you're going to take to a fresh spot that's never been ridden before.
Yeah.
But if you show up to your spot that you ride all the time, it just needs a quick pass, like, that's the perfect thing.
Right.
Or you're going to hit a rail with it quick, like,
Yeah.
all you're going to do is go a couple passes on it and you're good to go. But I never thought those were thick enough.
I don't think so either.
Like, as soon as you start to get your groove in it, you push, it just
breaks.
fractures.
Yeah.
And you're like, alright, sick. So,
Like I used to be all about the convenience. It's all up to preference, you know. Lately I've been taking a backpack with me when I ride street, so I'll take a big chunk of wax and just fire it in there. But you know, there's times where you don't want to take anything but your phone, maybe a socket, put it in your pocket. Like those Merit tools, for a while I wanted one, but now it's like, why bother? I have a socket in a backpack. Like,
I used to ride around with a bag all the time, and I don't know, I just can't even do it anymore. I'm just like, I don't need to. If I'm gonna be riding, I'm like parking somewhere nearby, central to where I'm gonna be going. Not that you don't sometimes just go and go and go and end up like 6 miles from the car and you're like, whatever. But if that's the case and you get a flat, like, bummer, you're walking. But bummer, you're gonna walk anyway if you got a flat.
It's true. Yeah, I need to stock up on tubes.
I've got the 6. That's about it.
Even that.
Shout out Villa Road and your cool iPhone 6 cases.
Those are badass. I will admit. Always been jealous of that one.
I've never looked to see if they made one for any future gen iPhone. I've never seen them advertise it, and I follow them, so like, I would assume that they never made more than the iPhone 6 ones.
Maybe not. Such a cool
but
thing.
It is cool.
Yeah, and you can use it as a tripod. All kinds of cool stuff with it.
I never bought the handle extension they had for it, but it had...
Oh yeah, you can like hold that and film,
it goes here.
Right.
Yeah, it goes like
you
this.
don't need the grip. You can still film with it like that.
Yeah, but the grip made it so you could hold it out here.
Oh, I see.
But, I mean, this is like a little bit short. Your hand blocks your view.
And lately I've been trying to take the camera out every time I go, so it makes more sense to have a bag.
So, I gotta show you the electronic stabilizer I bought anyway.
Is that it right there?
It's right there. I'll show you. It would be like a weird unboxing video. And oh man, I could do the douchey YouTube.
Look what I got.
Ugh,
Look, everybody. All the people listening, not watching, will be like, damn, I'm really missing out. I didn't get to actually see it.
However, I do actually want to start doing some stuff like that where it's very visual, just to be a dick to my listeners.
Yeah, why not?
And then you'll be like,
just to spike those YouTube views.
Yeah, but you're not.
I wonder how many people will be listening and go, God damn it, I gotta go watch it.
One.
Me.
Everyone else is gonna be like, don't care. Don't care enough. And by everyone else, I mean like all 15 of you.
By the way, that's gotta be the craziest shirt I've ever seen, Andy.
This?
Yeah, man.
I mean, I'm here for casual business.
Trying to get your YouTube views up, man. Just go play ball.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, that's the wildest thing I think I've ever seen. And that hat you got on. Phew.
Dude, it compliments my hairdo amazingly.
It really does. I really like what you've done with your hair lately, I'll be honest.
You like how goofy my glasses are?
Yeah.
Yeah, check out the dance Zach's doing right now. That's like new trends.
Yeah. Ever since I knocked my teeth out, I don't look the same anymore. All you listeners, you better go watch or you're missing out.
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
If you really want the cue, it's at 1 hour 9 minutes.
Wow.
But that's gonna be wrong when you actually when I put an intro in and everything. But that's a good starting point. It'll come a little bit after 1 hour 9 minutes. But yeah, I mean, hour 9 minutes has gone by fast.
That is, yeah, holy crap.
We haven't really talked about anything.
Yeah, shit, we're just BSing.
Yeah, and what they don't know is we chatted for, you showed up probably 2 hours ago. Yeah. We talked while I ate my pizza, and you watched me eat pizza.
Then we sat in here and talked. Before we started recording and we almost ruined it. No.
There's no ruining it.
We could talk nonstop.
I mean, we could hop in the car right now and drive to Chicago and talk for 7 hours or whatever.
Oh, man, people would love that.
Man, we should, though. Next trip, I should just turn the recorder on and just record every bit of the car ride.
Why not? Make some good use of that driving time, for real.
Because it'll be Tyler snoring.
It'll be a lot of, whoa, look at that.
Me sitting there quietly while Tyler snores.
Yeah, but if you go in with the intent to talk about stuff, it'll keep you occupied for sure. Help the drive go by quicker. I think it's actually a good idea.
I mean, worst case, you end up with 6 hours of worthless stuff. Best case, you get an hour or so of editable content that you can actually make something cool with.
Seriously.
And it almost become its own series of just car talks.
Mobile podcast.
Because I feel like
podcast on the move.
The thing that would come more out of that, every time we sit down and do one of these, I don't really do it with mine, but a lot of people try to keep theirs to a strict hour.
Yeah.
And I feel like all you do is limit your conversation then.
Right.
But they're also going through and editing stuff out so that there's no dead space, there's no pauses, everything flows constantly, there's no one that ever stops talking.
They say some
Words just keep going,
things.
Nothing stops ever. You're like, this is hard to listen to. And it's mentally draining to follow a conversation in that regard.
Yeah.
But then again, they also don't get the weird, awkward pause where you're like, duh.
Did I do that? I'm kidding.
No, I've done it. I've done it a handful of times and just it completely lost what I was going to say and just sit here and stare. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm lost.
It happens.
But then it's like, all right, well, you could cut that out, but it comes back to how real are you being?
Yeah.
And I've said it a few times, I'm not playing a character on here. This is just a thing to pass time for me. Because I don't ride as much as I would like to. I don't ride a lot. Ever anymore.
It's awesome for the scene, for the community. I don't know. I think it's I respect it a lot, really. I think you're doing a good thing for.
I feel like it teeters on a fine line of you could basically cause a war within a scene, depending on who comes on and what they say. And I could edit it out. I could make it say what I want it to say, or you just leave it as straight as possible.
New thought. Start a BMX podcast drama series. Script some shit talk. Get on here and badmouth everyone. Start fights. Have Brad bust through that door and beat the shit out of me on camera. Oh man, that could be the new thing. The BMX drama. As if we don't have enough of BMX drama in Pittsburgh.
You could just... All you'd have to do is say certain people's names and certain places to the wrong person, and then it's like, oh, I don't like that guy. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's
obviously
it's not worth my time to hate on anything at the moment. Not seriously anyway, because it's fun to make.
Obviously,
jokes,
that was not serious. I don't know how that would go. I don't. Maybe I was serious.
See,
you could make a pretty funny show out of it.
You could have
if it was scripted and fake. You could definitely make some funny shit.
Yeah, but if you see what I mean though. If the right person comes on here just to start something, I mean, you can go all over the place with
bad.
that. And, I mean, it could happen without even intentionally doing it.
Yeah. Slip up and say one bad thing about your homie and not your homie anymore.
Yeah. Or even, like, I'm going to use the example yet again because his name comes up on here all the time and he has not been on the show, but Cam, like, the whole throw an extra bar spin thing in there, like, I'm sure just like the pegs hard jokes, like,
yeah,
over time, like, haha, okay, real funny, guys, it's old. Yeah. It's not funny, like, just stop.
Right.
So, like, the more it gets talked about,
yeah, it's funny the first couple times and it just gets old, you know, but I'm sure if Cam listens to this, he knows that I'm pretty damn jealous of his bars, so...
Well, so the typical context for that has been, like, about being stoked for someone doing a trick. And it was... The context has always been... And so Tyler gets dragged into this, too. If Cam bars the spine, and then Tyler were to bar the spine, the level of hype in that room... The hype
for Tyler barring the spine would be crazy.
Right. And
just
Cam bars the spine, and we're like... So what, dude? Throw another one. We still won't care. But it's because, yes, exactly. Like, the amount of hype, if Tyler were to just go in and bar the spine, we'd be like...
Yeah. I mean, that's just BMX, though. You know, everyone has their own levels. Like you said,
it's why
pegs hard down
competitions
the
aren't
rail.
cool.
Yeah.
Because you're like, all right, that's fine that you can do that trick that's, like, seemingly hard, but if you do it in your sleep... Versus, like, someone really had to push themselves, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess.
Competitions are lame.
Yeah, but once you're Garrett, you don't have to try to do anything, so.
Yeah.
Everything that dude does, seemingly, is in his sleep, so.
Yeah, but then, I don't know. It's cool, but is it cool? It's like...
I think it
you
is.
see... Like, I know, but, like, there's a counter-argument in there somewhere. Right. And it's where, like, when you're getting stoked for people at random places, like you said, you do a pegs hard up the up rail, you know, like, people that are new to the town or something.
Oh, yeah, they're stoked.
That's wild.
Meanwhile, I'm pissed because I didn't 3.
Yeah, or you didn't throw the bar.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck, and these people were like, why is he mad? Just did pegs hard.
Yeah, really good.
You don't know. You don't understand.
But again, it's all perspective and it's all like your level of skill.
Right.
Kind of dictates that. And I think that's where, like, when you go somewhere else, you're like, all right, cool, I should be stoked for this dude. And then you're like, actually, like, by the time you've done it 6 times, it's like, oh, I really don't care now. You know, you've done it 6 times, you still haven't thrown your bar. Or you still haven't done your 3, and, like, everyone that clapped the first time was like, you didn't deserve that.
And then there's, like, say, my little brother Damien, he's, like, the reverse of the perspective. Like, he gets mad at himself because he's not doing what me and... say Max and Brad are doing. It's like, dude, you're 5 years younger than me. When I was your age, like, I was doing tire grabs.
Yeah, I wish I was as good as you are.
Like, seriously. And he's done a couple things that I haven't done to this day. Like, I've never oppo 3 to drop. I don't think I've ever nollie barred into a bank. And he's just doing stuff like, he's just catching on to BMX so quick. And then he's always down on himself because he's comparing himself to all the older guys, because that's who he rides with. He doesn't really have anyone his age to compete with, and
yeah, well, and I think
he, like, doesn't get stoked. He'll do something sick, and he's like, oh, whatever. I'm like, dude, that's sick. Like, you just nollie double crank flipped this little A-frame. Like, that's badass. Like, I can't do that.
He will find his spot, but I mean, he's still a little bit young, so he's kind of trying to figure out where he falls, too.
Yeah.
How old is Damien?
He's 16. Just got his license.
That's what I thought, is he was, like, because I was thinking, like, 17, 18, but yeah, I'm like, no, he's younger than that.
He's 5 years younger than me.
So, he's gonna have a couple more years before he's like finds what he likes,
Right.
and starts to make it his own. Because right now he's still trying to be someone else.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And that's how you get better, is you try to do someone else's tricks. But at some point, you start doing your tricks your way.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense when you put it that way. He's just doing like what I tell him to try or whatever, and I mean, I see that in myself. Like, say 3-4 years ago, I didn't have my own style. I feel like recently I kind of developed my own kind of trick bag in a sense.
And vision.
Yeah,
too,
exactly.
Like, I mean, it's pretty like narrow. It's pegs hard.
Pegs hard, and trucks and whatnot, but.
Well, only trucks if it's out of a peg spinning in the hard direction. Yeah. But, no, I mean, just when you're trying to look at a spot and you're like, I don't know what to do here. When you're younger, you need someone to tell you how to do it. Or even point out the fact that there's a spot there in the first place. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like, your eyes just open up. And you're like, wow, I never even thought that could be a spot.
I could do this. I could do this.
And you're like, there's no spots in my town. And then 10 years later, you're like, how did I never ride this thing before? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of cool. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you end up in like a weird spot where there were a bunch of things you used to ride and then they're not fun anymore.
I hate that.
Like, I'm going to go ride the old ledge spot I used to ride. And you're like, oh
I'm
yeah,
that
spot
ledge.
actually kind of sucks.
Blue Ledge is my favorite skate park in the whole world.
Yeah, we know.
I know. No, not actually.
Man, I just don't have a lot of fun when I go to that spot.
No, I don't.
Feel like
I really don't either. I just like the rail to warm up on, and those ledges kind of suck.
That I don't agree with.
Depends which one. There's like two or three of them that are great, and the rest of them are just.
I like the 90-degree one that you have to like. The Feeble the Smith on over that is super fun.
It's a good one.
Everything else about that spot can.
I liked when David came to Pittsburgh and he Feeble Easy 3'd over that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, damn, that's sick. But sorry, David, but he's dick-footed, so that was pretty easy for him.
Yeah, I mean, also David, so like.
Yeah. Good as fuck. I love David. Shout out David Anderson.
I mean, do we want to shout out David Anderson?
Nah, I will.
No, let's retract that shout out.
Retract it? Yeah, fuck it. Never mind, forget I said anything.
Don't go follow David Anderson.
He has plenty of followers already.
He's not going to listen to this. He doesn't matter anyway.
He probably will if I tell him to.
Be like, yeah, you got unshouted out on the GrindWorks podcast.
You got shouted out, and then we said, damn it, we shouldn't have done that. He didn't deserve it.
But no, he's been posting a whole bunch of stuff, all from like the same couple parks, but like that drop G-turn he posted.
Oh my god, how fucked was that? I didn't know what to say. I just said, you're an idiot for trying that.
Well, like, he not only threed that drop over it, and it's kind of like,
it's
but
like,
you
you already
G-turned it.
Why the fuck did you do that? That drop G-turn was so dumb. I can't believe he didn't bust his teeth on the top ledge. Like, I literally think he's an idiot for trying that, but I'm really glad he did, and he fucking landed it. But oh my god, I really liked the hang 5 whiplash he did where he was drinking the beer. I was very impressed with that one. David's good, but I hope he's riding some street secretly. I hope he's not just at that skate park all day.
I think he lives at that skate park.
He does, from what he tells me, but
David, go film some street.
He's out there. He's out there filming street, but he doesn't put it on the web. He's saving it.
Good.
I'm trying to go visit him again soon. And then
yeah, there's some cool stuff out that way.
I love it out there.
There's some cool stuff in New Mexico too.
I think that'd be a great place to live just because it's right in between Cali and Texas and all that. I just want to explore it all. I need to take my bike.
It's between Cali and New Mexico.
New Mexico? I'll visit New Mexico. Just gotta stay away from Vegas.
No, you don't.
No, I'm kidding. I have an obsession with Vegas.
No, I actually didn't care for Vegas.
Really?
Neither Rachel nor I are gamblers, and we went there for our honeymoon. And it was like, okay, cool, we're here. What do we do for the next week? Conveniently, Interbike was that week.
Oh, there you go.
So, you know.
Nice.
Oops.
I wouldn't say I'm a gambler. Like, I go to the casino every once in a while, but I'm not, like, big on gambling. Just, I think it's fun, but I'm not, like, obsessed with it. But I do have, like, for some reason, I really like Vegas. Like, something about it. I've never been there. I just have, like, this weird obsession with it.
I can give you one hint. Is things look like they're right next door to you, and then it takes, like, 3 hours to walk there. You're like, I can see it from here.
That's crazy.
It's not close at all.
Just like all the stuff I've seen, something about that whole vibe I just really like.
A lot of homeless people around that you don't really catch that much when you see anything from there. But like every little bridge and walkway, they're on it.
Yeah, they're probably homeless because they spent all their money at the damn casino.
Or are they? Or are they just making bank because people are throwing money around?
That's kind of genius.
It depends. I mean, I'm sure there's legitimately homeless people, but yeah, I mean, just like any of that, you know, like, I forget what the number was, but I know like some people in New York City, the amount of money they bring home every day just from panhandling.
I wonder.
Well, dude,
it's hard for me to even comprehend because you think some people give them some change, some people might give them a 20.
Dude, if you bring home $10 an hour and it's untaxed.
Shit. That's a job.
It's better than your job.
Yeah, shit.
It's untaxed.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
So
next time I go street riding, I might just pop a squat on the corner.
You just dress a little more homeless.
Yeah.
Bring a dog with you. A scruffy dog.
Color this tooth black with a Sharpie. Something.
Yeah. Go for it. But no, I mean, like, there's obviously legitimate people that need the help, but a lot of them aren't.
Yeah, there's almost no way to tell, too.
A lot of the time you can tell when you go to give them, like,
food?
A food voucher or
and
something.
And they say no.
Yeah, they don't want your food, they want your money.
I usually do try to, if I can, like, oh, I'll buy you a burger. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, like the other day, I emptied out my change cup in my car for this really bad looking lady on the side of the road. I just dead stop traffic, and she's just right next to my car, and I'm like, fucking here. Take this. Probably like 45 cents in pennies because I picked all the quarters out anyway.
But then, you know, you get people like street performers. Like, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, no, that's it.
You're doing something.
Yeah, at least you're entertaining me.
But think about when you get
giving me a service.
Think about when you get someone doing something like that, and then like 40, 50 people are gathered around watching them, and they all throw at least $1 their way.
Yeah, shit.
They did a 15-minute show.
Maybe we should get good at flatland and start
or something.
Setting a hat there and bust some flatland moves.
How good do you have to be in sometimes? You have to be as entertaining.
That's true. Do a couple hop whips.
Have a little comedy skit that goes with your show.
That flatland shit blows my mind. I don't know how people are like Matthias Valdois in them, like
totally different bikes. The geometry is
still,
so different.
Like the balance that takes is unreal. They're like literally dancing with their bike. It's like a whole different. It's like not really BMX in a way. It's like a whole different thing.
I've ridden one real flatland bike before, and the top tube length on it is like 18 inches. The offset on everything is really close, but like hang fives, you know how you have to kick up into a hang five? You could just push the bars and you're in the hang five. So it's like, it was like a really good, perfect pivot point where you didn't have to do anything other than move it to where you wanted it to be.
So what you're saying is all Flatlanders are cheating?
Yeah. They have perfect balance turned on.
Those bastards. I still haven't unlocked that cheat code for that.
It takes a while.
Yeah. A couple more levels. I'll get
just
there.
go buy some stat points first.
Right. Those bastards.
But no, I mean it was difficult in its own way because I'm not used to that bike and everything's super short.
Right.
But yeah, compared to riding in like I'm gonna call it normal BMX bike. But it also probably felt like that because it was way back when, you know, you're on a 74 and a half degree head tube, regular 32 offset fork, heavy bikes, weird bottom bracket heights and geometry. Like nothing was optimal.
Maybe bikes
Low
will just
bars.
keep going closer and closer to flatland bikes for street.
Maybe. I mean, the hybrid state is pretty good for that stuff with like the shortened reaches and everything.
Theoretically, a shorter stem would make you bar faster, or is that false? I can't imagine it would make a huge difference, but and I thought of that the other day. Not that I'm gonna go buy a real short stem, like
I don't know how it is for like bar spin stuff.
Probably
but
big on noses.
I think you get less leverage from it.
Right.
But yeah, it comes into play in nose because of the swing.
Yeah.
And that's where like a lot of old flatland stuff was zero offset. It actually like clamped right over top.
That would feel so weird.
Zero offset fork, zero offset stem. Wow.
I got 26.
Straight bars with no back sweep. But then you could half bar and everything felt the same. So there was no like weird. You know how when you turn your bars and it like goes over itself on the high spot? It doesn't have that.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I never followed it too closely because I wasn't into the flatland thing. Right. I love watching it sometimes.
Yeah, it's impressive, but I'm not. I don't know what they're doing. It looks like they're spinning around to me. Like I don't know anything about it. I'm just as far into that as like the guy walking down the street when you bar a 10 stair and they're just like, walk by, they don't even care, realize what you just did.
Yeah.
It always blows my mind that the pedestrians in our videos and whatnot, like, you'll see some college girl, like, you three down these stairs and she's just like, what, you're not impressed at all? What the hell? He just jumped his bike down those stairs. Don't even bat an eye half the time.
They probably didn't notice it.
Oh, they noticed. I'm thinking of the one instance where Cam tail whipped that bigger, it's like a 14 in Oakland. And in that clip, there is a girl that walks through and she watches it happen and just like keeps on keeping on. Didn't even. I mean, I guess like, you know, there's certain people that are, oh my god, you see that? But
yeah,
there's also those people that fascinate me. Like they don't even care at all. I guess people are different.
It's the same people that, like when you look at a ledge or something, and you've been grinding a ledge for 20 minutes and someone walks by and is like, oh, you can't be doing that here. That's terrible. And it's just like the random bystander. And it's like, dude, you've never even realized this thing's here.
Yeah.
You've never noticed it, and you've walked past it every single day for the last 5 years or something.
Now you see me putting my pegs on it and you want to bitch.
Yeah, now you're protecting it. And it's like, you're not
like, dude, what do you
saving
care?
the world,
it's a piece of concrete. Get over yourself. You're not a hero. I hate people like that have no business telling you not to do something. dude, who are you saving here?
Yeah.
The taxpayers paying for that curb. You're fucking it up. I'm calling the cops. I love that one. Okay, call them. We'll be here. All right, buddy. See you later. Like when we were at that 14 in Northside, the guy comes out and he says he's calling the cops, and Cam was jumping down it. And he's like, do you work here? Or he's like, do you own the building? And the guy goes, no, but I work here. This is my building or something. He's like, okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna jump down it again. And the guy's like, I'm calling the cops. And we were just like, all right, can you just like go over there and call them, cause you're kind of in the way. And we see him pull his phone out, 911. Like, get the hell out of here. He calls him. We rode that spot for, not we, Cam rode that spot, and we filmed him for 40 more minutes. Cops didn't show up. Imagine being, yeah, I got these kids. They're jumping their bikes downstairs. All right, sir, we'll be right there. We're on it. Send 5 units.
No. Here's the other thing, though. Most of the time, they already know that by the time that interaction has happened, you're gonna have moved.
We're gone.
So, I'm calling the cops. These guys won't leave after they're jumping down the stairs, and they're like, all right, well, cool. We're not even gonna drive over there because they're gonna have left.
Yeah.
Which maybe you haven't.
Yeah, in that particular instance, we were just kind of testing it out. Like, there's no fucking way they're coming, but usually when someone says they're calling the cops, we give it another go or two, and we're like, all right, let's get out of here before the cops show up. If they do, which 9 out of 10 times, they have far more important shit to deal with.
Well, I know you've only listened to part of Josh Carrasco's
very
episode.
small part.
So we wrapped at about halfway through that episode, then fell back into another whole discussion because I made a joke about when Max, Tyler, and I were out there. And we were riding this one spot, and the building was set to be demolished. Like, I had the news article up on my phone.
Yeah.
And I know you've heard the story just in bits
I've heard
pieces
little
before.
pieces. I've never heard this whole story.
I don't really want to do the whole thing.
You don't have to
right
go
now,
too in depth, but a little summary.
So we got kicked out of this spot like 3 or 4 times.
In a day?
By the same dude.
In how much time? Like an hour, a day?
Yeah, hour and a half.
That's the best.
And it was getting pretty standoffish. And he's like, I'm going to call the cops. I'm like, please go inside and call the cops. Just go away.
Shut up.
I'm like, if you go inside and call, then you've done your job. And we get at least another half hour to an hour before they even roll by.
Yep.
And he's like, they'll be here in like 5 minutes flat. I'm like, no, they won't. They won't.
They will not.
Like, you're in downtown Chicago, dude. Like, there's more important things, like the shootings that just happened last week. The shootings that are probably happening now.
Yeah.
Like, your call doesn't matter. Plus, they're gonna just assume that we've moved on.
It pisses me off more when it's someone who isn't, like, involved with the building, like a bystander or a random pedestrian.
Yeah, this guy was at least a security guard.
Yeah,
but he was
he's
a
just doing
security
his
guard.
job, but he's
He was
being
a security
dick.
guard at a building that was set to be demolished, that is no longer standing as of today. Like, it's been gone. So
Scumbag.
it was like, what are you protecting, man?
Like, can I take this rail? Since, it's about to be demolished.
Well, and he's like, oh, you guys can't be doing that. I'm like, well, come lean against it then. Just come sit on it, and then we can't ride it. Well, I can't come out there. I can't step off the property. I'm like, so then this isn't your property?
Shit. Some people just want to be dicks to cause problems. Like, that's if a security guard comes out.
He took it really personal. So
Right.
It started to get personal, and then he was like, well, if I wasn't on duty, this would be a lot different. And I'm like, so you're threatening me now. Real cool.
Nice. It's not a threat, it's a promise.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, if a security guard you know, someone's doing their job and they come out and they're nice, and they're like, hey man, like, I'm sorry, but you gotta leave. You know, sometimes I'll dick around, like, oh, when you get off, when's the building close?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, if they're nice sometimes, can I get another try? One more and we're out. Something like that. And then, you know, if they say no, alright, we're leaving. If a security guard's nice, I'll say, alright, man, we're out. Appreciate you being nice. But when they come out screaming from the get-go, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of here, you can't be doing... I'm going to be a dick back because it's funny.
Didn't even give us a chance.
Because it's funny. I just want to play devil's advocate, and I want to piss them off even more because they're already mad for me grinding a ledge or jumping down a drop or a set of stairs. Like, get the hell out of here.
I had it a lot when I had the ice house, and I would use this argument all the time. They're like, oh, if you had a place, would you want someone grinding on your stuff? I'm like, yeah, I do, actually. I have a place, and I promote that.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, why? Why would you...
What?
Because if you just... Because I'm like, if you just put the angle iron on the outside of your ledge, then it can't be chipped. And you've solved two problems. Yes, you don't have to yell at anyone, and the ledge isn't breaking anymore.
You really got him there. That is a good one, though. But I hate it's a liability. Like, I get that it really is, and, like, I've been told that your insurance company can...
They can sue.
They can sue.
You're like, oh, I'm not going to sue. And it's like, yeah, but... So, essentially, if you're, like, conscious, then, yeah, you can be like, no, I fell in the street.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to my insurance and say, yeah, I was at the chem building in Oakland and I broke my leg. Like, I'm just going to say, oh, I was riding my bike and
I fell over in the street.
Yeah.
And, yeah, is anyone at fault? No. It's just me. And then, so if you knock yourself out, have any real issues, and you get picked up, then it turns into something that your insurance can sue them.
Right.
On your behalf, whether you agree to it or not, because you agreed to it when you signed up for their insurance.
Right.
You're like, oh, I didn't agree to sue them. And they're like, actually, you did. Which is where skate park waivers don't matter either.
Really?
Yeah, they don't do anything.
I was unaware of that.
They don't hold up in court or anything.
Really? What the hell's the point of signing?
To deter you from suing. So I think that it protects them from, like, you directly going out and being like, I'm going to sue you because the screw caught my leg.
Right.
But if you fall and get severely injured and you go into, like, a coma or something, your insurance, you can't sign their right
that
to sue
sucks.
away.
That's
because you agreed
bullshit.
to it in signing up for the insurance.
That sucks. I would hate to see a skate park get shut down for something like that. Like, for fuck's sakes, the place was designed for us to be trying tricks and whatnot and pushing ourselves, and you get hurt. It's on you.
Well, that's why they pay for liability insurance.
Right.
Because it defers that.
Okay.
Or they can set up an LLC, which severs the liability of the owner, but then they can sue for the entire value of the business. So a company that makes no money and loses money all the time, like, okay, you can have my assets, which are worthless. You can have a building with a bunch of old crappy ramps in them. Here you go. Enjoy your skate park.
Jeez.
But that's not really the way to go about running a business. And I'm sure that it can kind of backfire in a way there, that you be somehow liable even though you shouldn't be.
Yeah. I mean, I just, like...
But anyway...
Like when you're riding a little flat ledge, it's like, oh, you're gonna get hurt. Like, motherfucker, this thing's a foot tall. I'm gonna be fine.
Okay. I'm gonna roll my ankle maybe, but I'm gonna walk off your property and deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it though, cause like, I know that my grandma sued someplace because she fell and it was dark. They didn't have proper lighting. And she fell. She might have broke her wrist.
And she won.
Yep, and they fixed the lighting the next day. They fixed the lighting the next day before it ever went to court. I'm sure they just settled out of court. But it is what it is, and it's easy to do. But you can see how people end up like really aware of that. But the weird one to me, like you said, is people that aren't affiliated or don't own it.
You know, like the old guy walking down the street. Hey, you shouldn't be doing that. Like me and Brad were at like this rail that's on a football field by a track. And this guy's like walking on the track and he goes, "You know there's no bikes allowed in the park, right?" And me and Brad just looked at him like with stupid looks on our face, and I just said, "Oh shit. That sucks." And then just kept riding like he didn't know what to say. Damn. Really wish I'd have known. Fuck. And then we just Get over yourself. Why are you in such a bad mood?
Roz was in town the one weekend and we were trying to ride this one spot up in Northside, which it's rare to get kicked out of a spot in Northside, but we're getting kicked out and this dude just parked in front of the loading dock. And he's like, "What you guys doing?" We're like, "We're filming a movie." You got your permits for that? Yeah, I left them in the car though. Can't carry that stuff on you. You get sweaty and it gets wet. You're gonna have to go get that. I'm like, I mean, we can just come back too. Okay, I've got the permit. It's fine. He's like, no, I'll be here all day. And I'm like, no, you won't. You're not here 24 hours.
You're gonna sit in your car fucking all day. Yeah, good one.
And then he's like, well, I just talked to the owner. He said you have to leave. And then he's like, you need to get off my property right now. I'm like, it's not your property. Yes, it is. No, you just told me you just talked to the owner. I'm like, so now you're a liar. You're a liar that you're going to be here 24 hours a day, and you're a liar that you own the place. So why don't you just leave?
Dirty liar.
I'm like, we'll come back. We'll get it done.
So what ended up happening? You left and came back later?
No, we didn't actually care enough about it, but I still... I rode back past a couple of times just to see? To loop the block.
Was he still there?
Oh, yeah. But you know that every time I rode past, he's like, God, man.
That's some dedication to protect the spot there.
It was because they were renting the lot out for parking for an event that day. So I'm sure that dude was just running the lot for the other guy that owns the lot. But, like, dude, just, like, if you don't know if I can be there, just leave me alone. But, like, also, I could have produced any piece of paper, and that dude has no idea what a permit from the city to film a movie looks like.
That's true. That is very true.
Just keep one in your bag at all times.
Keep a movie permit, keep a construction vest, a hard hat. Fuck it, let's just start bringing around some traffic cones while we're at it. Anything you could need.
Yeah, you need, like...
Block off traffic for a spot. Set up some cones. Get a guy in a construction hat. Say, oh, hold on. Give him a sign. Stop. Go ahead.
It's super easy to do. All you have to do is look like you belong. Yeah. And be confident.
Oh, yeah. Confidence is everything. If you act like you should be there, then...
I heard that about stealing or something at one point, too.
Yeah.
Like with shoplifting
or something. Not that I'm an
like,
expert or anything, but, you know, if you're that kid, like, that grabs a Kit Kat at the store and you're looking around like this, but if you just, like, you know, one time I saw this guy...
I've watched people do it in plain sight where they put two things down on the counter, and when they go to grab the second one, they're like, no, just that. And they, like, look at it, and they're questioning it and you're completely confident, and they're like, okay, must have just came in with it then. And you pick them both up and go.
I've seen a kid.
And not that I'm condoning theft or anything,
No,
but like,
not by any means.
don't do it. But it's
terrible for the economy.
If you're gonna do it, be confident.
Yeah. I saw a guy one time take an entire case of pop from Sheets and just walked in, grabbed it out of the fridge, and just walked right out the door with a calm, stern look on his face, and no one even looked at him twice. You know, if you look confident enough, oh, he probably paid for it. Because if he didn't, he wouldn't look like that, I guess.
Sheets is a weird one because all you have to do, if you stand over by the food section for a little bit, like the pickup, it looks like you're supposed to be walking out of there. Because it's basically, it's not abnormal to walk out of that store not directly from the register.
Right. Yeah. I know what you mean. And I've been told that their employees can't do anything other than call a manager. Yeah. Like, they can't really tell you to stop. They're a hero.
Yeah, that's most stores anymore. But, like, stores like Target and Walmart, they keep records. Mm-hmm. So, like, they'll total the value of your thefts over time, and they'll bust you on, like, a Kit Kat or something stupid, but they'll pull out the record of everything you've ever stolen. Because they don't want to prosecute you for $2. Right. They want to prosecute you for a felony level offense where the total of your value, the total value you've ever stolen from them exceeds $1,000. And
that's pretty smart on their part. I know they hire people to walk around in normal clothes to watch for that shit.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's usually pretty obvious. They're not good at their job. Because you're like...
How do you know?
Because I've been a young kid before, going to Walmart just to be a dick and walk around.
Nothing will be... This is one of the reasons I believe in karma, is one time I popped my bike tube, went to Walmart, and I stole bike tube. Put it on my bike, popped it fucking 2 minutes later. No, I popped the other one. I popped my back one, got a tube, fixed it, front one popped. Had to go buy another one. I think I went and bought two, actually.
A friend that allegedly used to go double pack tubes in a box. He'd take one out of a box and put another one in.
The old switcheroo.
And then afterwards, take the old bad tube, put it back in the box, and go return it. Like, carefully.
Damn.
Like, basically wipe it down with wipes so it had the fresh, clean, black look to it, not like the weird.
Man, that's like almost
sketchy.
Overkill.
Completely deflate it so there's no air left in it. Roll it back up, put it in the box, and return it. And you're like,
yeah,
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Now I'm at the
allegedly.
Now I'm at the point where I'm older and it's just not worth trouble. You know, like, for fuck's sakes, like, I have a job. I can buy a bike tube. Like.
Yeah, and you're at the point where, like, you can appreciate buying something anyway.
Yeah. Back then it was, like, fun.
I guess. I don't know.
Not that I did it all the time or anything. But
not that you ever did it. Just,
never.
You know, in theory, if you had.
If I had, it would have maybe been fun. A little bit. Almost.
I don't know how long ago you're allegedly talking, but, you know, statute of limitations and stuff.
Right. So. Right. Get into it.
No, it's never happened. It's not a real thing. I don't think anyone's ever stolen.
I've only heard stories, old folk tales.
Yeah. Funny stuff, though. Man, I just had something that just totally slipped my mind, which is what we were talking about earlier. It just, like, crash out. I need a sound effect to play that's just like the old dial-up modem sound.
Yes, you do. That would be good.
It's something we were talking about before. Running from cops.
Oh.
So like we're talking about just like, you know, calling the cops and like they're not gonna come anyway. But even when they do, we were talking about running from cops, and then like the current situation, specifically here in Pittsburgh, but pretty much everywhere, that like you might just get shot for running away.
It seems like the police force is kind of going to shit, and if you run, you get shot. But you know, I've had my fair share. Yeah,
we've done it many times, and it's
when you're on a bike, it's like they're not gonna catch me. Go down this alley, go this way. Yeah, but now I'm starting to get worried. But
it's sketchy because you're like, I'm not really doing anything wrong, but should you have ran? I don't know. I mean,
it's the thing when you run, they're like, oh, he must be up to no good.
I mean, how many people partied? Like that whole discussion. You know, people used to party and run when the cops got called, or how many of you have turned down a street when the cop pulls out behind you? Like you turn down a side street, pull into a driveway, and shut your car off quick. Like,
countless times a cop when we're biking, and then they're like, "Hey, you, come here," and you just look at them and go, "No," and you pedal the other way. No, I'm not gonna come talk to you, dude. Yeah. I'm out. You ain't catching me.
Like, I'm gonna go jump over this wall that you can't drive over.
We were at Blue Ledge the one time, and saw a cop come up the thing, and I didn't see it. I was with Dylan and my friend Ben, and I'm just like cruising around, and Dylan has this look on his face like, shit, and he comes towards me, and he's like, yo, let's go, and he throws his bike over the wall, and I'm like, what? And he goes, seriously, let's go, and I'm like, dude, Ben's over there, so I run over to get Ben, and Ben's just like chilling, hanging out, minding his own business, and for just coincidence, he's looking towards me, and I can see a cop walking up behind him. I'm like, yo, come on. And he's like, what? I'm like, dude, let's fucking go. Like, get the fuck out of here. And he turns around and he's like, oh, shit. And, like, I mean, he had to be 10 feet behind him. And, I mean, the guy didn't chase us or anything, but you just get that rush being a little devious punk, like.
Yeah, and most likely all that was going to be said was, hey, leave.
The last couple times I've seen a cop at Blue Ledge, they sit you down, they run your name through the system to see if you have any warrants, they make you sit there for 40 minutes, and it's like, obviously I don't have any warrants, so I'm not worried about that, but do I really want to sit here with this cop for half an hour? Like, no, I'm here to ride. Yeah. I'm out. I'm leaving, dude.
I'm going to jump over the wall.
I'm throwing my bike over the wall, jumping over, and I'm pedaling down the street. And that's the last that guy's going to see me, at least that day, maybe that week.
Yeah, and it's like, that could go so wrong, and it's just something we do all the time. So it's super weird to think about it in that regard, that like, I don't know, there's the whole racial discussion involved with it too.
I agree.
And it's, you know, it's tough because it's always speculative. People do well, that wouldn't have happened if, or that only happened because, and it's like, I don't know, man, like you literally can't recreate the situation any other way to know if there was a different outcome.
Right.
And all you can do is speculate, which means that the whole discussion is worthless. And all you're doing is making yourself and everyone else mad by having it. But there is still value in it when you're looking at it from like, can you make a change? And I don't know. I mean, you say, oh, you shouldn't run, but then again, you do it all the time. Exactly. So
you can't be hypocritical.
I mean, you can. Everyone's hypocritical sometimes.
Yeah, it depends on the situation. Something about, you know, like if I'm in a car, I'm not going to get out of my car and run. I think that's a little different than already being on a bike and just saying, no, I'm not coming to talk to you, man.
No, you're on foot. Or the car. Yeah. Like, I'm going to...
Like, if you get out of your car and run, I mean...
Well,
it's a little different.
There's a difference, too, of being in your hometown or being, like, out of town.
Yeah.
Because in your hometown, you know what alleys you can cut and where they go. Out of town, you're like, man, I might go down this alley and just hit a dead end, and he's going to block me. me off. I'm gonna be screwed for
fucked.
running. Like, it's just better to sit here and talk for a minute, but
in your hometown, you know where to go.
see, that's actually where, to some degree, like, I hate riding with headphones in. I think it's like a super downer to a session. Like, I hate when other people have headphones in, and every time you're like, yeah, man, that was sick.
And they go, what?
What? And you're like,
Just read my lips from now on. Obviously, I just said nice one.
yeah. But, well, I mean, you could just pretend to go, thanks. Because what's the, 95% chance that someone said nice one?
Yeah, nice.
Or
Good job,
made a
sick.
sarcastic comment, which you can also just say thanks to because you know it was a sarcastic comment. Like,
Now, I'll occasionally wear headphones at the skate park. Or maybe if I'm, like, about to do something I'm scared of, just to kind of block all the noise out. But what bothers me is, like, the other day we were riding street with people we don't usually ride with. Like, we had a solid crew, kind of. Not solid, but a bigger amount of kids. And a couple of them had headphones in. And I wanted to be like, yo, take your headphones out. We're crossing traffic. Like, we're in downtown Pittsburgh. Like,
that's
if
the
a
other
car's
side
about
of
to
that.
hit you and I yell your name and you can't hear me because you need to listen to music to pedal through the city, like, you're going to get hit by a car, dude.
Yeah, your surroundings are a little bit important when you're riding the street.
Like, I don't understand riding street with headphones. But it's a different thing when you pull up to the spot and you want to get in the zone, you put some headphones in.
But if you see a cop coming and you ride away and they yell something, you didn't hear it. Even if you heard it, you didn't hear it.
Right.
You don't even pedal away fast like you're running. You just ride the other direction
Just
casually.
cruise. Just walk. Just casually get off your bike and walk.
But that's the one I've always thought was funny versus like skateboarding too. You can be anywhere on a bike and play it off as if you're commuting.
Yeah.
Unless they literally watch you grind the ledge first. And be like, I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I'm just riding to work, man.
Yeah.
I'm late, man. I gotta go. Sorry, I'm late for work. I'll catch up with you later.
Yeah, and then like
What's your badge number?
I always have my helmet on, so like whatever, but the helmet does make it slightly harder to play that off.
I don't know.
Alright, the
Maybe.
style of helmet.
Yeah, that's true. If you were wearing like the stupid mountain biker helmet,
Or a full face.
if you're wearing a full face, you're not
I feel
pulling
like
it off.
I feel like those like half cut ones might actually still pass as like,
Maybe.
because they're not the typical skate helmet that people are used to seeing.
Yeah.
So like I feel like you could pull either of those off and just be like, just going to work, man. Just riding down the street, dude.
Imagine wearing a full face and trying to tell a cop that you're just commuting.
Yeah, but look at little kids, is what I'm thinking. Like,
Yeah.
they just ride down the street because that's what their parents bought them, is a full face helmet.
It's true.
And they don't know any different. But I don't know. I mean, the whole situation is sketchy at the very least. And I think we should probably all think about it before we go, but you don't have time to think. You just run away.
Yeah.
Ride away.
Usually the plan of action.
Sketchy though.
Hope they're not good at aiming.
I hate to say it, but just like looking at the statistics, it's typically a racial thing anyway. Maybe that's just the way it works out. But, I mean, I've never heard of a situation where it's just on a bike, though. Where, like, someone riding street gets set that poorly. Although, I was just listening to Unclicked. And...
Which
who's-
one?
who's
Dan
on-
Paley?
No.
His was really good.
Not Dan Paley. Dan Lacey.
I'm an idiot. I meant Dan Lacey.
Yeah, because he was talking about that
I
swap.
get their names mixed up because they're like the same syllables and pronunciation. But yeah, Stan Lacey's what I meant.
Yeah, the whole SWAT
The
scenario.
SWAT team story, that was crazy.
So, like, that's feasible. That could happen to anyone, too.
Yeah. I mean, he was in Germany, though.
Yeah. All it takes is someone calling the cops saying the wrong thing.
That's true, yeah. These people were trying to break in, or these people were...
breaking this.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know what you're grinding a rail sounds like. When it sounds like you're destroying something sometimes.
Yeah, you never know what someone's grandma is going to think from her window. These kids are destroying my house. No, Grandma, I'm just trying to hit a quick bar of ice. Come on, we're trying to get a clip. I mean you no harm.
Yeah, your rail will be a little bit scratched up, but it's alright.
I love when people point out the damage you did. Look what you did to my rail. Buddy, you can't even see that unless you just saw me do that. So,
we had an incident at BU at one point where we were riding and we were with a whole crew of people, and the one cop, well, a couple cops rolled up. The cop is like, "What all you been touching here?" And my buddy goes, "Everything. We've literally hit everything here."
Wrong answer.
No.
No?
That's what we're like, "What are you doing, man?" But he's like, "You want to go through and pinpoint everything we've touched and if it was us or not?" And they're like, "No. Just leave." They ran all of our info and everything. I had a student ID, which buys everyone a pass.
Yeah, it does.
And no big deal, but it's like the we've touched everything. So if you're like only this, well, then they're gonna look at that and be like, well, this damage makes it unusable. If it's everything, they can't attribute anything to anyone.
Yeah, that makes sense. We've hit every single rail, every single little curb ledge.
Well, it was a bunch of construction stuff, all plastic stuff. So it was like, it's all beat up anyway. It all looks like trash. But like, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an interesting answer that we're all like really bummed on in the moment.
At first, like, what the fuck? Why'd you say that?
But so the situation was, they came in super hot and mad because one of the people ran.
Oh.
He saw him coming and took off. We had cameras and stuff. By the time you like pack it all back up, like there's no running,
Yeah.
And like it was very clear to not be hiding the camera. So it was like slow movements. We weren't stuffing anything in a bag. We weren't doing anything like sketchy. It was just like slow movements, very clear that there's a camera involved. Like
filming a movie. I like that excuse. I'm gonna use that next time.
You need to
making a movie, man.
Get a fake permit. Like, yeah, I got permits.
I'll write one up tonight.
I'm sure you can get a
yeah, I'll Google
permit.
it.
Yeah.
Fake movie permit.
Yeah, because
or real movie permit.
Well, yeah. Yeah, just see exactly what it looks like, because it has to be convincing enough.
Yeah.
I would guess there's probably typically a raised seal.
Figure something out.
I mean, just doesn't need it if you just photocopy or print something off, and it's like, what copied it?
Yeah. Probably never need it, hopefully.
No. Well, and you'd have to basically print one like every couple days. Because I'm sure your period of time is going to be for it to be realistic, you got to have a date to date.
Yeah. It's just a lot of a hassle. At some point, I guess you just keep the file saved and print a new one every week.
No, you just print a series of them all at once.
That too. Have them set for a year. Accidentally bring like 3 of them, and then they ask for it and be like, oh, fuck. No, not that one. Yeah, this one. This.
It's about location.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, I mean, you can just regionalize it, like, within the North Side neighborhood or something like that. Like,
I am allowed to film this movie on Pitt campus. I am 12.
yeah, because you also probably have to put something in there about certificate of insurance or something like that, and then, like, oh, this is all covered and it's permitted? Like, have fun.
Then someone gets hurt, sues them. They had permits!
I'll probably get this video taken down for promoting illegal activity.
Yeah, shit. We have promoted a lot of illegal things. Whoops.
Yeah. Melting candles into wax. Smoking candles.
Smoking candles. Try this all at home, kids.
Confidence is illegal.
Run from the cops. Don't talk to them.
Definitely don't talk to them.
Do not even look at them. Just run. No.
If you don't make eye contact.
Not serious.
Alright, so here's the takeaway. You don't have to actually have an iPod even on. Just ride with earbuds in your ears.
That's smart. I see a lot of people just walking around with headphones in. I'm like, dude, if a car is honking their horn at you and you're blasting some heavy metal, you're getting hit.
I used to wear earbuds in high school just because I didn't want to talk to people.
Right. Yeah,
I never had music on.
Really?
I mean, sometimes, but for the most part, no, I just walk
you were
around
that
with
guy.
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm not like a person that likes to talk to other people.
I had my days. I was about half and half in high school.
I mean, you have to at some point, but yeah.
I feel like I was cool with most people, but I kind of like did my own thing, kept to myself to an extent. Like, I mean, where I went to school, I was like one of probably like 4 BMXers and maybe like 15 skater kids in the whole high school, so you know. But I was still like cool with everyone.
We had a pretty good scene in high school. Like, probably double digits groups of people riding. I don't know if it was like, I would say maybe 15 kids really that were like actively at the trails here and there.
Yeah, we had a solid crew when we were younger, and then slowly dwindled away, and now I'm probably one of the only ones left.
I remember my buddy riding around with a Walkman, playing cassette tapes while we rode.
Jesus.
If that doesn't make me old. You couldn't do CDs because they would skip when you landed hard. The tapes were good.
Oh my god. I never even thought of that. That's how young I am.
I mean, it would skip if you were pedaling hard.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, where the hell are you gonna put a CD player anyway? In your back
in your
pocket?
baggy Jinko jeans.
Oh my god. Fall on your ass and just crush it.
No, they fit in your cargo
Plastic
pockets.
in your ass.
Cargo pockets.
No, that works. That works. Suck. Do a tail whip and it's just smacking you on the knee.
And your song skips.
You go to pinch your seat with your knees and you have a fucking CD player in between your legs. I get bummed when I have my phone in my pocket sometimes. It bothers me. I'll like take all of my stuff out of my pockets before I do stuff. Unless I want to listen to music, then I'll sacrifice
everything.
it.
I've always got keys.
I always have my
and 2
keys.
phones in my pockets.
I don't have a wallet anymore. I got one of those wallet phone cases after my wallet got stolen out of my friend's car at the wheel mill.
Why'd you leave your wallet in the car? Just keep it in your pocket.
Because he didn't tell me his doors didn't lock.
Okay, still, why would you leave your wallet in the car?
I always did. Never had a problem. Now I have a wallet on my phone at all times, and I rarely have cash, so it works out.
Yeah. Cash is old.
Obsolete.
Old news.
No one needs it until it crashes and all our digital money's gone.
Yeah, but I mean, even cash is fake anyway. Yeah. It's just a placeholder.
Gotta buy a bunch of gold. Realistically.
Even that, it's just an agreed upon standard. Like, you could decide that it's worthless.
Fake. It's all fake.
Yeah.
It sucks, it really is.
I mean, what can you utilize the gold for?
I don't know. Is it still going up in price right now?
I don't know. I don't know where it's at.
Me neither. I haven't ever looked at it, I don't think.
I don't follow it.
No.
I
just heard someone say, like,
for a while.
they bought, like, I heard someone say, like, if they buy jewelry, it increases in value, so it's actually kind of an investment, not like a waste of money. And I was like, oh, it gave me a little new perspective.
Yeah.
On buying jewelry. Not that I would ever buy jewelry right now. I mean, what am I gonna wear, a chain while I ride? Like, it would just annoy the hell out of me.
Do it.
No.
You should get a sprocket on a chain. You should just get a bike chain necklace with a sprocket on it.
Yeah.
Then when you do tricks, it'll be like, bam.
Not a big jewelry guy. I had earrings when I was younger, but
I'm not an accessories person.
Yeah.
Like, the more things I have to do just to be me, like, really bums me out.
You got glasses, that's about it.
Yeah, and even that, some days I'm like, oh, forgot my glasses. I have a separate set in my car.
Just in case?
Yeah.
Alright. My eyes are so bad that I literally could not forget them. Like,
I realize it by the time I'm, like, in the car, but I'm like, I don't want to go back up to the set.
I won't even make it out of my bedroom. Like, I mean, I keep my contacts in the bathroom, but like I'm saying, I am so blind that there's no chance in hell I would ever not notice that I don't have my contacts or glasses on.
It's usually if I'm out of routine for whatever reason. Like, normally, I keep everything right by the door. So, like, we've got a bowl by our door that has all of our essentials in it. More so for the case of, like, a fire, you can just grab the bowl.
That's pretty smart.
And then you know your keys are there, you know your wallet's there, you know, basically your bare minimum essentials to get out.
That's pretty smart.
Are all right in one spot. Yeah. You just grab them and go. So, like, keys, wallet, belt, and not usually phone because it's charging next to the bed or whatever, but glasses, all that stuff just goes right there. So when you go to leave in the morning, everything's right there.
That's smart.
You're never looking for anything.
Good idea. I had always thought of that when I was like a little younger. Like, oh man, what if there's a fire and I run outside and I don't have my contacts or my glasses? But I haven't thought of that in a long time. But when I was little.
And it's funny because, like, sure, we've got the whole bowl thing, which, like, works good for the family. But in my eyes, like, if I just left everything on my desk right here, it would be exactly the same for me.
Same thing.
And that's what I always used to do, is just put everything on my desk at night.
Yeah. As long as you keep it in one spot, you don't scatter it.
I've never understood people that scatter. Like, they come in, throw their keys somewhere, like, wherever just fits their need that day. They just toss them on a table.
Yeah,
then, like,
on the counter.
Later on, they take their pants off and they never take their wallet out. And you're just like, oh my God.
That's the worst. You wake up the next morning, you're like, where's my wallet? You're going through all your pants. No. That's why I have the phone.
I grabbed my wallet, but I didn't grab my credit card that I put just in the pocket. And you're like, why didn't you put it back in your wallet, man? Like, you're killing me.
I'm telling you, man, this has changed my life. All debit card, credit card, license, postal ID, That's all I need.
So now
it's on my phone.
Now everything can get stolen in one swipe.
Exactly. And then I can't even cancel my credit card because I won't have my phone. There we go. Now I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Better not lose my phone.
Yeah, I mean, is what it is. I'm pretty sure you can just call up your bank and
something.
Tell them who you are.
That was like when that happened at the wheel mill. I mean, I instantly just canceled the card and it was like nothing. And my friend was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry." Like he was all bummed out. I'm like, "Dude, it's a wallet and a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
I canceled it. It's no big deal."
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. I learned my lesson.
It's more annoying when you've got a bunch. Like, I have my work card and like all that stuff, so like there'd be a bunch of hassle that I would have to go through, and then you gotta like reorder your insurance cards and everything. So like it's not that convenient or that.
Oh, it was definitely an inconvenience, but like whatever. It's not the end of the world, man.
Yeah, yeah. You deal with it, and you're like whatever. Not even sure why you stole it because there's nothing you're getting out of it.
They probably. My mom was like, "You should look on the ground," because they probably opened it, saw no cash, and said, "Well, fuck this." But my credit card was in there, so they probably tried to use it. But I mean, I would have if I took it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Or I mean, even like when my car got broken into down in North Shore,
I remember that.
my work laptop and bag got stolen. I'm like, really, like I don't even really care about the wall or the computer. It's a work computer, like whatever. But it was more about like the bag and the documents I had in the bag and stuff like that. And I'm like,
probably all kinds of work that you were.
It had
halfway done with.
It had a phone charger in it. It had all these little things that I had to replace.
That's a pain in the ass.
A calculator, like all these stupid things.
Stupid shit you gotta go buy now.
I mean, the laptop was locked down through our corporate IT department.
Right, so there's no way they were getting into it.
Even if they do, as soon as it turns on, it's not like it's not going to throw a flag because they're going to report it to Microsoft. So if that thing ever connected to the internet, unless they totally went in and did some sort of boot stuff to it, which I'm sure they could. But the reality is, all that stuff's worthless.
Right.
And they got a whole bunch of it. They got like a $30 Texas Instruments scientific calculator. Which is probably the most valuable thing they got.
I'm
that
sure
and phone
they were real
chargers.
Stoked on that.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating when you gotta go buy a bunch of new stuff.
I'd be most pissed about the broken window.
Well, yeah, I mean, that is what it is, though. Like, you just file your report, you pay your deductible, they come in and pay and replace it. You're like, oh, that's what it is. But there's nothing else you can do. It actually, like, it's more frustrating because of the personal space violation. You're like, why would someone do this? But it is what it is. At the same time, like, I'm super weird now about, like, I won't even go ride the street. If I left work and threw my bag in the car, like, I'm not going riding the street.
Yeah.
I have to, like, intentionally not take my bag home to want to go ride the street.
I tell you, one time I was parked in the same spot with my old white Lexus, and I had a roof rack. And I had set my wallet on the roof, like right next to one of the shoes of the roof rack. And I went and rode street for hours, and I forgot my wallet on the roof of the car. Came back, it's still there. Like, what are the chances that you get your car broken into and I leave my wallet on the roof of my car and no one sees it?
At what time? Because it was dark.
It was like the middle of the day.
It was dark when I got back to my car.
I'm not sure. I can't remember, to be honest, if it was dark when I got back or not. I just know when I got back it was still there and I was blown away. And I didn't even know.
Impressive.
I thought I left it in the car. And when I got back, I see it sitting there, and I'm like, you dumbass.
Yeah.
Coincidence, luck, whatever you want to call it. It's a
I
shame more than anything.
So I always park down there, and I've been convinced a couple of times to park up at MLK, and I'm always like, I don't want to. I've come back from riding up there, and my license plate been dangling by a screw, like completely tampered with. And then you gotta go check your registration and make sure they didn't swap it for a non-legit plate or something.
Jesus.
And, you know, because they could have just switched the plate and put it on and you not even know. So, that was kind of a hassle. And not super
Did they?
cool. No, it was the same one. I don't know what they were doing. Maybe someone saw them messing with it and, like, they just got kind of scared off or something.
Maybe. What would the benefit of that be?
If it's a valid plate, then they can drive around.
I guess, yeah. And they'll give you a shitty one that's not.
Which, it's still, if it gets ran, it's going to say, well, that's registered to a Subaru and that's a Chevy, like,
right.
What's going on? But if you don't do anything to get your license plate ran, like, you might drive around for months that way.
Yeah. People, man. Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that one was super sketchy to me. And I went out and bought, like, the security screw license plate ones and really torqued them down. But it's still, like, why should you have to do that?
Right. There's always some evil people out there, you know?
Yeah, but that one was, like, I was, like, skeptical about parking there anyway, because it's a sketchy spot. There's a mass conjuring of sketchy people that hang out right there because they're all homeless or interacting with homeless even. Like, not that there's, I don't know, I feel weird. It's not like there's anything wrong with it, but
right.
It's
not like
there's no, like, level of comfort in it that you're like, oh yeah, I should leave my brand new vehicle up here. It's just, oh yeah, take a look in my windows and see what I've got in there while I'm not here. Like, no, I'll pass. Like, I'd rather park it down along the river trail where at least you know there's people coming and going, passing by it non-stop.
I agree.
So, I don't know, don't park at MLK unless you're only riding MLK.
Yeah.
Even then, it's still kind of sketchy.
Yeah. Only park at MLK if you plan on filming people's children.
You know, I have the clip.
Do you really?
Of that person calling the cops.
Oh my god, that was probably one of the funniest things I've ever had to deal with.
So I realized that when I was, like, watching through, you can see the person in the background on the phone staring at us. But yeah, that was super funny. That's the only time we've ever been yelled at by the cops for riding MLK. And they didn't care that we were riding. They were actually stoked that we were riding when they showed up because they got called for someone filming children in the park.
Yeah, try filming your homies do some BMX tricks and find out that the little annoying kids that are running around and their mom actually called the police because they thought you were filming her children run around the playground when very blatantly we're filming each other do BMX tricks. Like,
yeah.
What the hell?
Well, and that's, like, the cops rolled up and they're like, so we got a call that you guys were filming kids in the park.
Yeah, they're laughing.
And they're like,
coming up.
We can very clearly see that that's not the case. So, carry on. And then they're like, we're the police. We should know if you're allowed to be here riding bikes. But we don't. So, have fun. Have a nice day.
Oh my god.
You know what? It was cool though because at least they didn't do the like, oh, I don't know if you can be here, so you definitely can't. I'm gonna make up rules. They're like, I don't know, have fun
about it.
It's not up to me to make up these rules.
Because they came expecting so much worse that they were just relieved. Oh, thank God, they're just riding bikes. They're not actually out here filming children at the playground. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They thought they were gonna have to come. And when she said multiple people, I bet you they're like, yeah, we got a whole flock of pedophiles at MLK out filming kids.
Yeah.
I almost said pack and flock at the same time. That's why I said flack on accident. Sound like an idiot.
Yeah, but that was an interesting situation to deal with. I'm glad that they didn't care.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, carry on.
Yeah. Just that they expected so much worse.
Yeah, for sure. And then
they expected bumper bike guy to be hanging around.
You know what's funny though is you think about it and you're like, well, how many times have we just pointed the camera at the kids because they're like funny and dancing around or something, and you're like,
B-roll, baby.
That'll be funny B-roll. You're like, I'm filming kids in the park. Back to the riding.
Maybe we were, man. Allegedly.
I don't know. B-roll will tell.
B-roll.
Yeah. Yeah, we were, but it wasn't our primary objective.
Yeah, it was the B-roll. It was just the B-roll, officer. Not the A-roll. Oh my God.
Yeah. Whatever. Probably pretty late. 11:30, which means we've been going 2.5 hours on this one.
Holy crap, dude. It does not feel like it's been 2.5 hours.
I know. So, I guess we should do, like, personal things and then wrap. So, like, what's your name?
Zach.
Nice to meet you, Zach.
Yeah.
Andy. I run GrindWorks along with my partner, Cam. Like, GrindWorks partner. It's not like partner. Maybe a little. I don't know, whatever. But, no, like, you're riding for anyone? Ethic?
I ride for Ethic. I ride for
Flat Tire Co. Or do you just promote Flat Tire Co?
I haven't been affiliated with them much lately, just because it's all the way out in Greensburg. But I definitely still support them. They're a great bike shop, and I mean, I live so far away now. It's just I still kind of just promote them, try to help them out. But lately, 7 Bike Co. has told me they're hooking me up. I got a sprocket. I like what he's doing. Keystone, which Instagram says brand, but I say we're more like a crew, and I really hope to do something big with the DVD.
I have that same argument with GrindWorks too.
Right, yeah.
Is it a company or is it a crew? Right. And you can make a solid argument either way.
Yeah.
Keystone has had a significant lack of product as compared to GrindWorks. And being mostly apparel anyway, like, it's definitely a debate, but anyway, carry on.
The main thing with Keystone lately is trying to just, I mean, it's still in the beginning stages, but I really would like to take the DVD seriously and have something done by April 2020. That would be awesome to have a DVD I can keep and watch, 10 years from now and say, like, we did this. Mm-hmm. I want to make an awesome video, and my attitude with it is I'm going to go out and film and do my best, and if it falls through, then I'll just make a small web edit for everyone that I filmed for.
Or you just push it out and do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it depends on what happens. I have high hopes and a good attitude about it, but you gotta have a backup plan, and mine's just basically, if I have 10 clips of this guy and only 4 of this guy, like, what am I gonna do? I'll just probably, if you have only a couple clips with me, I'll just send you your clips, and whatever.
Yeah.
If the DVD ends up not happening, I'll make everyone their own web edit. Like, I don't care. I love to film and edit, so it's nice to get something I created out there.
Because we're doing the same, you know, obviously you're talking about the Capital Crew DVD project. And that's, GrindWorks is also in that. I've signed up for it. And you guys are signed up for it. And then I've kicked the idea around of signing up again. Because we've been working on the DVD for a handful of years now. Although the original crew that was supposed to be working on parts, most of them don't even ride anymore. So, like, I might have enough clips.
You might have enough to make an old DVD and a new one?
Well, no, I'll get there in a second. But, like, most of our stuff, if you don't ride anymore, I don't care if you've got enough parts or clips to make a part. If you don't ride anymore, you're just in the friends section. It is what it is.
Yeah, seriously.
But, like, I don't know. You know, I talked to Josh about signing Keystone up for it because I have the whole New York crew, too. Like, I was in from day one on that, but, like, by the time you try to get everyone that I ride with on a regular basis into a 45-minute project, like, I don't know, maybe you just do it as one continuous mix video and you don't even do parts.
No, it definitely was
smart. But that
smart.
is so much harder to edit.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, I figured we'll all end up having clips in each other's videos. That was actually kind of the point. Yeah. In my eyes, it would be between Keystone, GrindWorks, BMX as fuck, and I thought someone else was signing up locally, but they may have not done it. But to all have clips in each other's videos so that it's like just a strong showing of the same dudes, I think is kind of a cool idea. But no, where I was going with that is I also have every clip that we've ever filmed at the Ice House, which is its own video, if I want to do it. Because it would be super easy.
I'm serious. That'd
to
be
sit
so
down
sick.
and do just discussions about it. Like, I'm already set up.
Yeah.
If we can do Ice House specific talks.
Dude, that would be so sick.
About, like, your favorite trick you've done there, anything like that, your favorite part about it.
Sick.
Because, I mean, I don't know how much footage that really is.
There's so much shit that I did there that I don't remember.
Dude,
that
if you scroll back through
there's probably
the Instagram,
so many things. I'm like, oh my god, I did that. Holy shit! Like, so much stuff.
And a lot of it, they were full 1-minute edits every single time, so a lot of it got breezed over and not watched.
Yeah.
Or it was cut so close to fit the 1-minute mark that you almost missed the trick.
Yeah, we did a lot of shit in there.
I really want to do that side
really
project.
want you to do that.
And
I think that would be awesome.
If I don't do it as its own video, it'll definitely be like a bonus.
Alright.
And then
I'm looking forward
I wanted to do another one, and I haven't decided on this one either, but I'm kind of like spreading myself super thin for like never getting out riding anymore. I want to do one that's all just different stuff. The stuff that you don't go out and film. The stuff you do every day.
I heard you talk
that's
about this
goofy,
and someone
real
else is
weird, and just obscure.
Yeah.
And the stuff that I might do, and you guys are like, "That's sick," and I'm like, "I don't know, whatever." Like, you want to film that? And I go, "No," and then like 3 hours later, like, probably should film that.
I know what you mean.
So
just like the wild, creative stuff, like
the stuff you do,
the abnormal shit, yeah.
Because we've had full like 3-hour sessions on like a brick somewhere, and you're like, that was one of the best sessions we've had in months, and nothing was legit. Like, it was just all fun.
Messing around.
So I really want to do something with that, and whether I do it for the project or not, I feel like that almost needs to be its own. It needs to be its own project and not affiliated with the GrindWorks DVD specifically, because it's gonna be difficult to watch. Yeah. And it also can't be 45-minute guy. Like, if that exceeds 20-25 minutes, people are gonna turn it off. Yeah. So I think I know a handful of dudes I've already talked to about doing stuff for it. Whether it all comes together, it's going to be an editing nightmare for me to put all of that stuff together. The Ice House one, I could just kind of plop all together.
Yeah.
But I got essentially...
You could either do chronological for the Ice House, or you could do, like, individual people, or you could do...
Dude, I could do it so many different ways.
Yeah. I'm excited for you to make the Ice House one. That's going to be badass, I swear. That's going to be so awesome.
I think it's almost going to be difficult to watch when it's so much of the exact same place.
Yeah, but whatever.
Nah.
It's just like for us, you know what I mean?
It's like memories are going to be so awesome. And there really was a ton of ridiculous stuff that happened there. I know I pulled so many things that I'm like, how did that even work?
Like, most of the shit you did there was just dumb. In a good way. Like, dumb, like, just so good and fucking... I can't even imagine trying half of it. But, like, I know you made me but hit that Jersey barrier and whip it, and I'm like... You're like, just whip it. I'm like, there's no way. And you're like, dude, just try it. No, I try it once. I'm like, oh my god, that can work. And I did it.
I think I'm the only one that barred that thing. And I did it on multiple occasions.
Oh, that's fucked. I know I didn't bar it.
I don't think I ever filmed it. Or if I did, it was a really crappy one. Like, I would do a really good one and then couldn't do it again. Because it was so touchy.
Mm-hmm. I miss that Jersey barrier.
Me too.
Thanks to that, I can almost ride real Jersey barriers to an extent.
Dude, that one in Northside is nearly identical to that.
It is bad.
Or it was. It was.
What happened
then
to it?
Just the way the ground shifted last year, like it felt like
I
there was
recently,
a dip
I thought it was
before
pretty solid.
I don't know. It could have shifted back too, but yeah, I don't know. There's like a weird divot at the bottom of it that like didn't ride right. But yeah, that spot's good. Yeah, I miss the Ice House though, and I think I need to do that project, whether it's for
100%.
But yeah, the goofy one's the one I'm like kind of excited about, and the one I look forward to the most.
Got me wanting to go out and film some clips on a brick now.
Do it. Send them to me.
I will. I'll do something on a brick. What? Manual 180, a brick. Flat. I'll do it.
Standing on end.
Ooh, that'd be tough. Get my Brad Sims on.
The legit one's going to be the hardest one for me because what I wanted out of it is kind of dead in the sense of like so many people just didn't follow through. And then it's been a really long project, and the people that are still involved, like I had asked that they send me clips all the time so that I could have kept them in order and in track, and no one did it.
Please don't.
So I ended up with a huge mass dump of files that just turned into like an overwhelming burden to go through. And I haven't taken it seriously to get back into the mix of like coming home, sitting down, filtering through the stuff. And I'm sure I have enough stuff to make the video like right now. But I don't know. To some degree, people have either one-upped themselves or they're just not stoked on stuff they did.
Yeah, I hate that.
Which our biggest point that we tried all through the GrindWorks one was if it's even a question of whether you want to keep it or not, it goes on Instagram because the answer is no. If you don't know right now that you want to keep this and you're like, meh, it's like time is not going to make you more stoked on it.
Right.
You're going to go, man, we should just posted it. Because, I don't know, sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you're like, I wish I didn't post
I already have
clip.
that feeling with a clip or two that I have right now that I'm saving. It's been like 2 months, and I'm like, I'm not even stoked on that anymore.
Yeah, so there's another perspective you have to keep in mind with like a long-term project like this is, were you stoked on it at the time? So it's got to be kind of like a time capsule of what you're stoked on at the moment.
Yeah.
More than like, are you immediately stoked on it at the time that you are editing? Because
Right.
9 times out of 10, the answer is really no there. You've either like learned to do it better, you know, you can do it cleaner, something like that. But at the time is the best you could do.
That's fair.
And unless you've directly one-upped it,
Yeah.
or done that same trick on something better, then you're like, whatever. That's my 2 cents on it, but
I'm excited for everything you're gonna make, and hopefully what me and Brad and Josh are gonna make, and hopefully we can get serious.
I know I gotta film stuff for Keystone. Gotta get out and film you guys.
I want to get serious.
I need to just get out. That's gonna be the key for me, is to make sure that when I have time, like that I make time to ride, and that I make it count when I get out, and not just like, well, I've got 2 hours, I'm just gonna hit Boyce on my way home. Like, it's fine, but I don't want to do that.
Right. Yeah, like I said before, skate park's practice. It's where you go practice what you're about to do in the streets. From here on out. For me, that's my mentality right now. Hopefully I can stick to it.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. I mean, we can go down. It's funny, like, the whole time frame. You know how I said, like, people try to keep them to an hour? How do you even do it?
No idea.
But I figure if you don't care to listen, you don't care to listen anyway. It doesn't matter how long it is. Yeah. You just pause it and pick it back up the next time. You historically get, like, almost just ragged on and made fun of for wanting to go ride and film.
Mm-hmm. Only by certain people, but yeah.
It's always interesting because, like, you and Brad specifically are like, let's go ride street, let's go get clips, let's go on this mission. And then...
And it's hard to, because half the people we ride with are like, no, that's dumb, let's just go ride a skate park and have fun. Like, to me, having fun is getting that clip and trying really hard for something that I want.
Yeah.
And then watching it later and saying, I'm so glad I did that. That just means so much more to me than having fun at the skate park.
And neither one of you are right or wrong.
Exactly,
which is what's,
that's just me.
Difficult, I think, is because you have one thing that you want to get done, and you've got your own vision of what you want out of BMX.
And
if that doesn't match with someone else's, like,
I'm never gonna get it done because no one's gonna come film it with me because they want to ride the skate park and I want to go ride that spot. I want to drive to that fucking store in the middle of nowhere because there's a cool spot there, and nothing else there, and I only have 2 hours of free time before it's dark that day, and someone else is I'm just gonna ride the skate park.
I've always found it weird to say it's not worth it. Because how are you attributing any value to anything at that point? But I've noticed, and this is obviously like years and years and years, noticed ever since I started driving places, I tell myself certain things aren't worth it all the time. Because am I really going to pull over and get my bike out just to hit that thing that, had I been riding by, I would have probably bump jumped and then turned around and, like, hit it again and done something else on it. And, like, I would have ridden that weird thing that as I drove by it, I'm like, that looks fun. I'm not stopping.
Yeah, lately I'm just, if I drive by something and I know I want to do something on it, I'm not messing around anymore. I'm forcing someone to come there with me, and I'm doing something on it, because all these spots that are, seemingly untouched because they're not in the middle of the city. You don't see them when you go ride street. You only see them when you're driving by and say, like I said, say I work late, I have 2 hours before it's dark. Hey, so-and-so, what do you want me to give you to come film this with me? Come to this spot, I'll buy you lunch tomorrow, or I'll buy you dinner, or whatever. I'll give you $5.
Yeah.
Come film this for me right now. 9 times out of 10, no. I want to ride the skate park.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
I know. And
it sucks.
I mean, I'm guilty of it at this point too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just people have different visions. Like you said, there's no right or wrong, and everyone has their own way of wanting to ride BMX, and that's just me. I see things, I want to get them done. I want to mark them off the checklist.
Well, you might as well take advantage of it while you're still motivated.
Yeah.
It's like you hit a point, and you probably hit it before, and then you get through it because it's always like a wall on a plateau type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll just hit spots where you're just not stoked on anything.
Yeah.
And then you take a break, and then you come back, and you're like, yeah, super progressive right now.
I feel very motivated right now, and then this little wrist bum kind of... I'm not demotivated, but it just sucks. Like, I feel like I'm in a good mindset right now for riding, and my wrist is just... I just kept riding, and now I'm like, dude, you need to take a week off. So in these coming weeks, I'll probably just go out and maybe film Brad or something. But I know that if I'm riding with him, I'm gonna end up doing something on my bike and fucking my wrist up again. But
go grab one of those wrist brace things and just wear it a little bit.
All right. I'll definitely take your word on that.
What you'll notice is it feels good, and then it'll feel like it's loose. And you just crank the thing tight.
I ordered some of that plants, basically, that JJ Palmier stuff, some of his joint formula. I'm going to test that out, see how that, if it helps.
Not that anyone knows or cares or whatever, but like, that is a positive for Dennis Anderson's podcast, Unclicked, and JJ and Plants, basically, that your advertising's working.
It is. I've heard good things about them.
I don't think this will ever get back to them that it's working, but good job, your ads work. I don't know about your product. I could probably benefit from it, but I'm not going to.
I mean, I've seen plenty of kids, like riders and whatnot. They say it helps. I'm gonna give it a shot, and it can't be terrible for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. If it doesn't work, I'll never buy any more. If it works great, I mean, I'll buy more.
I mean, the problem with any of that stuff is that it's not going to be like a one-shot miracle type thing. So, like, you're going to probably have to at least go, I would think, 2 cycles of it. But, I don't know. I mean, I've been just trying to do some stuff for myself, too. Not by, like, anything like that, but I've been doing tons of sit-ups and push-ups and stuff.
I've just been trying to eat better.
Trying to get the muscle stuff back that I've been lacking. Because I've always been strong, but never in the upper body. Never worked at it.
Right.
And, like, I could use that muscle a little bit.
I'm trying to drink more water, less beer. Eat a little better. I don't know. Trying different things.
Yeah, subbing water for beer is a good one.
Yeah. No, I didn't mean directly subbing it out. I think you know.
Just less.
Just drinking more water. You know, obviously it's
more
healthy.
water, same amount of beer.
Less beer. No, same amount of beer. Just kidding.
More water, more beer.
Yeah. So cancel out.
Yeah, why not? That's the way you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Alright, so anyway, Ethic, Flat Tire Co., Keystone, 7.
Yeah, I guess.
Is that it?
I think so.
You talked a lot about Keystone, not a lot about Ethic.
I don't know. Damn.
Well, I mean,
call me out.
I am.
Ethic sends me clothes every once in a while, and I wear them. Keystone's like
they repost
my crew,
your videos.
You know?
Don't invite you to events that everyone else on the team gets invited.
Man,
that's me throwing shade at them, I guess. But
what events?
What was it? They were emailing like everyone about something, and then weren't on those emails. It might have been about the them painting the ramps at the wheel mill and like sponsoring that little mini jam.
Yeah,
I know it's just dumb stuff.
But
well, you were joking about it at the time because everyone else knew, and you're like, I don't know, I'm supposed to be on the team, but I don't know. No, I know it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm grateful that they send me clothes, and that is what it is.
Yeah, they're cool dudes.
Yeah, I like their shit.
Always support the GrindWorks.
I love that they support the BMX and skaters. You know, and they're getting bigger. They're a pretty big company and got stores all over the place, and they support the sport. So I support them 100%, and I like their products. So keep repping them.
Yeah. I need to support them a little bit more, but I got a couple of shirts I wear. I like to wear them on here when I'm not doing the business casual thing. I mean, the crazy shirt I'm wearing.
Yeah. Those people listening, man, you're missing out.
Who's still listening at this point?
Probably no one.
Fell asleep like 2 hours ago.
I'm about to fall asleep.
Alright.
We should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, well, we can wrap whenever because I'll film a separate outro.
Okay.
So we just like stare awkwardly at the cameras and I'll fade it out. Dude, how hard can we look? I can't do it. I get like a dumb, weird smirk on my face and it just doesn't work.
Oh my god, man. I thought this was awesome, man. Fuck, we could probably go on for 2 more hours, realistically.
I know we could.
We'll have to do the car ride one next time we go on a trip.
That, and we have to just do part 2. Because, like, I haven't had anyone on as a duplicate yet. Because I'm trying to, like, move around.
Yeah, obviously.
And then, I don't know. I mean, at some point we're going to have to double over. Which is where I think they might actually, like, get shorter. When you're just like, oh, hey, I want to talk about this. This is what we're going to talk about. Something like that. But I'm open to do this whenever because it's super easy and it's just I hit record and then we just chat about nothing. So I know you live right up the road from me at least for the time being. Yeah. So I don't know. Let's do another one. Or even if you wanted to use this setup for your project to do like recordings, intros, and stuff.
Shit, yeah.
I don't know what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I don't either. Like I said, I'm just kind of filming with the intent to hopefully have enough footage, and that's really all I know right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know. I don't know what... I haven't decided what I'm doing either, but anyway, we don't really need to dive into a whole other discussion because we'll go on for another 45 minutes. And
I know.
Whatever. I don't know. I feel really lost not like opening and closing these out and like doing it later.
I don't know. I always thought if I were to do this, I would have to do both after, because then I know what it's about and I can like.
Yeah.
You know how it would fit better.
I know. It's just like super. I don't know. It feels weird. Anyway. Like, cause I want to like do the closeout and be like, all right, thanks for watching, check it out, and then to go, hey, thanks for watching, check out blah blah blah, like, comment, subscribe, and then follow that up with, thanks for watching the podcast with blah blah blah, like, comment, subscribe, and you're just like, this is redundant and annoying. So, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. Whatever. I hate it. This is it. We're done. Thanks for checking out this episode of the GrindWorks Podcast. It's been a little while since I posted one, but hopefully this one was good enough to make up for it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube video, or I think it's just rate or whatever, probably 5 stars. Subscribe on any of the podcast platforms such as iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, any of the whatever you use to listen to your podcast. Make sure you're subscribed, and prefer if you were telling your friends about it. Tune in next week to check out an episode with Ryan Connolly. He's another Pittsburgh local. You'll catch him a lot of the times in the woods at the trails, or cruising around Boyce Park or the Wheel Mill, among other things he's into. So check back and catch that podcast soon. Thanks.